more bad government in Nigeria. Nigeria what? The only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria what, yo? No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what media. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The #1 media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what, yo? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Nigeria what? Voice for the voiceless. Nigeria watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944.
Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.
Umuwame.
Voice for the voiceless.
Umuwame.
Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Nigeria watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and we recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the #1. Nigeria watch you.
You know, yesterday somebody spoke to me and said, what do I think about this rumored coalition between Peter Obi and El Rufai? And we discussed, and I'm going to share the same thoughts with you. You see, as Southerners or Christians in Nigeria, we most often time impute our emotions in politics. And politics is not about emotions. Politics is about getting an interest. You must have an interest. So as a Southerner, what is your interest? Most Southerners, to my own estimation, want a Nigeria that is conducive for everybody. I guess that is what it's all about. Unlike other regions, we are not interested in dominating or, oppressing anybody. We just want an atmosphere that is conducive for business, that is conducive for living, and you're going about your normal life. That is what most of us in the South, particularly South, South, and Southeast, I believe I speak the mind of everybody. If I got that right, then you must put yourself in a place to understand what level of complication Nigeria has gotten into. First and foremost, terrorism has fast become a hydra-headed monster in Nigeria. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You must understand that. The people behind this terrorism, they are in your government. They are in high places. They are the ones making laws for you. They are the ones fashioning where and how Nigeria is going to be. Have you asked yourself, with all the unalivings taking place in Nigeria, the president has not deemed it fit to make a broadcast or to address it publicly or even declare a state of emergency on insecurity. Have you wondered? Have you thought? It shows that there is a deeper lining, there is a deeper reach of insecurity and the people behind it in the system. Because I can't just imagine that a group of ragtag army will go into the barrack, pick up soldiers, unalive them just like that and go away without the help of people inside the system. It's not possible. I am a barrack boy. I lived in the barrack for years. You don't just walk into the barrack and get people unalive and then go. It doesn't work. Now barrack, I mean barrack. So you must understand the level of criminals that have assembled themselves to become in power. If you understand the enormity of this assemblage, you should know that the complication of Nigeria is way beyond your sentiments. Do you also know that the venom, that's the venom of a snake, the only way to treat a snake bite is by injecting the same snake bite into your body? Are you aware? So, in order to fight a certain infection, you must introduce that infection back into the system to cure it. Do I like El Rufai? No, I don't. But if he is a necessary means to an end, so be it. So be it. Don't let anybody fool you that this is about South versus North. It's never about. Tinubu is not playing South versus North, please. Tinubu is not playing South versus North. So all those that are saying that we are behind Tinubu because he's representing the South, I've never seen Tinubu as representing the South. So nobody should kid you. The truth is that this is not even about North versus South. It's about Nigeria. And anybody, now let me even skip. As far as I'm concerned, El Rufai has been shocked into realism. Tinubu has shocked El Rufai into realism. Now, what do I mean exactly? What they thought Tinubu was going to do using the Muslim ticket didn't turn out what they expected after all. In other words, Tinubu played a fast one on them. Tinubu merely used them to get into power. And after using them, he dumped them. Now it's time for payback. So people are looking at Peter Obi as a weakling. I have never seen Peter Obi as a weakling. Most time, it is not those that shout and do gra-gra that are strong. Sometimes shouting and yelling is a sign of weakness. It's not really a sign of intelligence. Like Showore, it's not really a sign of intelligence to be abusing, to be criticizing, to be talking down on people. Intelligence is about holding on to your emotions, even in the sight of adversary. For me, if Peter Obi and El Rufai are going to form an alliance, for me, it's a fantastic alliance. I support it 100%. Far, far beyond my emotion, I support it 150%. Because it will be like creating the necessary antidote, the necessary vaccine. Because if you want to introduce medicine into a system, you have to draw the venom and weaken it to create a serum. A Peter Obi and El Rufai combination, for me, it's a serum. Now, if you understand what a serum is, when you draw a venom you inject into a horse. Now, the blood of a horse is such a way that it fights the venom and weakens it, and then you get your serum. And then you inject it back into the society, and it cures whatever is there. So, Tinubu has a Shetima. Let Peter Obi have a Rufai. Now, the man I spoke with yesterday made a very strong point. He said, for instance, if Peter Obi and Dati, if they rig election like they did in 2023, Yusuf Dati cannot do anything. Peter Obi cannot do anything. But with a Peter Obi and El Rufai, if they rig election, wahala go dey. If they rig an election that Peter Obi won with a Rufai involved, that election will not, that rigging no go see light of day. You know it, I know it. So for me, when you hear these things, say, they buy Christians, they did this, they did that, this blah. No, my brother, don't allow your emotion. If that combo is indeed true, I am 150% behind it. My name is Magnus Soraka. Please follow this page and share this post.
God, no mercy. God. Boko Haram, they dislodge us. Oh God, my Lord. Oh God, my Lord. Boko Haram, they pack everything, go. They pack everything, go. It's normal. All do, sir. Okay, no, sir. Me, I no get load. I dey tell you, I dey go. They burn our MRAP. They pack everything. They pack everything. See our MRAP here. Oh God. This guy don't get equipment for Maritio. God. Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Kai, see how these guys they do with us. Oh. Kai. See the Boko Haram, they burn our motor all. They pack everything here. See my motor. See my motor. God. I thank God for life. See my motor. See my motor. I thank God for my life. I thank God for my life. See my motor. They burn everywhere. See my motor. Morite is not easy to know people to do. God. Morite. We lost 4 soldiers. We lost 4 soldiers. Flat. God. See our hemorrhage. They burn our hemorrhage.
Follow critical investment in critical areas of development. First, invest in education. Invest in health and productivity. If you do that, Africa today, in terms of land area, is the second biggest continent. Have the biggest youthful population of only out of 1.5 billion African population. As you know, about 1 billion of a youthful population in their productive age. Africa remains the only continent with over 60% of its arable land or cultivated. So how can you talk about hunger? You can't talk about hunger. And I've used certain examples. India. Africa is about 30.5 million square kilometers. India is about 3,000 plus, which means Africa is 10 times India's size. India produces nearly 150 million tons of rice. Africa as a whole produces about 25 to 6,000. So India produces 6 times the amount of rice Africa produces. What if we even one that will show clearly that Africa is unproductive is that Bangladesh is around 48,000 square kilometers plus, which is less than 1%. It's about 0.05% of African size. Bangladesh, but they produce twice the amount of rice that Africa produces. So you find out that it's not going to work. So there's no way. There's no way. Even in Nigeria alone, 60% of our arable land is uncultivated. We have 903,000 square kilometers of land. Bangladesh is 148 plus. So Bangladesh is 1/6 of Nigerian size. Yet Nigeria does not produce 10% of the amount of rice Bangladesh produces. And it's there. It's not something that is rocket science. They have everybody to see. So you can go on and find out that Africa has no reason to be hungry. All we need to do is do the right thing. All these things are being affected by corruption. Because people no longer find value in hard work, in productivity, in entrepreneurship. You started your own business. You are working hard to earn a living. Today, people who have no daytime job live better than you live by far. People who have no office live like stars. So it is a crisis. So we must deal with the issue of corruption aggressively. Maybe what the Chinese people are doing. Make sure that the amount you steal is death sentence. The amount you steal is life imprisonment. The amount you steal is not less than 10 years imprisonment. So when you deal with it strictly, then you start investing in critical area of development, which you can achieve organically by ensuring that those who will elect, one, are competent, two, have the capacity. Because you cannot be competent, but you have passed the age where you have the capacity to work. You must have the capacity to be able to move around and do the right thing. Three, have a compassion. And leadership without compassion is not a leadership. A leader must be somebody who feels that, listen, we have to do things to people. Citizens-led leadership. You must go 24 hours thinking about the people. Anything short of that, you will see that. And all these things come with your character, with this and everything. So it's a critical thing we want to. But thank you for initiating the lecture.
I mean, we're all still powerless, but we're not too powerless. So we can make our own individual contributions. At least in the future, our children will not ask us, what did you do? You keep complaining, but you did nothing about it. So, but it seems that they are trying to encourage all of us not to bother. It's just to say, no, don't even talk. Don't even say anything. And because your friend is in power, then you should stop talking. So the only people you can criticize are your enemies. So, and for me,
Sherry is a National Assembly. Now, let me say something here. There is no honorable member in the National Assembly as of today. Quote me anywhere, and I'm saying it publicly. To honorable member, even from this federal constituency, we have 9 honorable members from Osun State. Kò sí honorable member kankan as of today láti ìgbà tí Tinubu ti débẹ̀ tó ní constituency project less than £1 billion. Ṣẹ̀rí tẹ́lẹ̀ kò pọ̀ tó yẹn wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní last year ni There is no honourable member tó bá lọ s'Abuja lónìí. Bóyá wọ́n ṣe yọ subsidy, táwọn governors wá ń rí more funds. Làwọn senators and honourable members náà ní more funds. There is no honourable member in Nigeria today who has a constituency project of less than ₦1 billion. Quote me anywhere. So when you say an honourable member, tẹ ránṣẹ́ tó bá ń ṣe nǹkan, ẹ má rò pé owó ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló fi ń ṣe o. Ṣé rí President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his wisdom? Wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ayé kó káwọn èèyàn kó rọrùn fáwọn èèyàn. Bá a ṣe ní rọrùn dé náà lè ṣe. And you know what he did? He increased the allocation, the constituency project from honourable members. Tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá wá látọ̀ṣun. Honourable members from Osun, their constituency project before, constituency in capital, was less than 200 million. As of today, there is no honourable member from Osun State. Quote me, Honourable Wole Oke is now in our party. The party can make findings. There is no honourable member in Osun State who has a constituency project less than ₦1 billion. Now, there is no senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria tó ní constituency project less than ₦2 billion. We are not exposing anybody, but these are facts.
Now hear am. When we talk for years, some people say, "What are you saying?" Now them, now they expose themselves. So now honourable member, now lawmaker, now they talk so say under Tinubu, senator get less, minimum of ₦2 billion of their constituency projects, while reps get minimum between ₦1 to ₦1.5 billion of their constituency projects. Now, tell me what they are doing with this money on their their various constituency. What are they doing? So you see now, say all these people on the pocket money. This is one of the reasons why you see the desperation they display to get into that seat. What do I know? It's our duty to be bringing it to you guys to hear from the horse's mouth. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. I appreciate every one of you right there. Mother of all mommy diaspora, good evening to you, mommy. Thank you very much for all that you do. I appreciate you always. Today is Thursday, 15th May 2025. Abu Aziz, thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir. Peggy Monday, thank you very much, man. Good evening to you. Good evening, Stars. I can see you, Mike Akambare. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Oriyemi Abdul, I can see you right there as well. Olumide Akiwumi, my brother, I can see you as well right there. James Ome, thank you very much. Timmy Dibe, and many others right there. Says more. Many more. A lot of them don't comment already. Mr. Johnson Emmanuel says more. Many more. God bless you all. I just want to move on right now because we have loads of comments right there. Discussion Channel TV is right there. Patty Solomon is with us. Peter Ife is with us. Madam Bright is with us. Sagovo Konra is with us. Stella Fini is with us as well. I mean, this is Chukuma in the building today. Thank you, Manuel Shooks. I can see you as well. Thank you. There's more that I can see you right there. Thank you. Amaka O, I can see you. Michael Abba, Victor, and many others. I beg you understand. In case I don't mention your name, I just want you to know that I appreciate you all. I try not to my desk. I can see you just coming in. Thank you. God bless you all, my people. Today is going to be a packed broadcast. We have a guest, Barrister Liberus Oshoma will be joining us soon. For those of you who requested for me to bring in a barrister to, for questioning and for the thing that's affecting us right now in Nigeria, most especially the electoral reform and maybe other questions, get ready when I post out a link to come in on time. Because remember, barrister is not going to stay long with us. I don't want you to come late and you'll be expecting questions to get to you. If you know you are one of the people who wants to speak or ask him questions, you get yourself close to the comment section when the link have been posted. You know, I know some of you like to come late. You still say, let me ask questions. It doesn't work like that. These people are very, very busy people. He traveled earlier, very early this morning. He arrived in the state and he have an appointment with the governor of that state. I want him to say it by himself later. That's why I'm not mentioning the state. So he have another interview today with EBS this evening around 8. Okay, the interview is currently going on right now. Within all these tight schedules, he still managed to fix me in today. So I will not, because of you, cookie pandemium in your house, I will not be waiting to drag him down. That's not going to work. If you have a question, you come in on time, then you pass in your question. Then let's move on. I know some of my Edo people will be surprised to see that picture on the left-hand side. His name is called Ohen of Okhoromi. Ohen of Okhoromi, we are going to be elaborating and expatiating on his matter shortly when I finish with my presentation. Yes, it's not a good name. That man there, we dressing like a chief or whatever. Don't see him like the way he dressed. Maybe he needs to be respected. It's not a good name at all. These are one of the satanic people in Edo State that have caused a lot of Edo people pains and many, many more. So I want you to quickly remove the respect. Some of you that is not from Edo State, seeing that person on the left wearing white and beads, you might think, oh, he's one of the honorable or respected figures or individuals, you know, maybe in our state. No, it's one of the worst that you can talk about. I don't supposed to talk about it at all. But I can see many of you now coming to my inbox since yesterday. Yeah, Mr. Naja was, with everything that is just happening now, you don't want to talk, put, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Listen, sometimes I don't want to make a disrespect some of you, to be honest. I don't want to disrespect you now, but I will come back to everybody. I appreciate all my people. I'd like us to take it from here. Let's quickly listen to this one here.
Only will have good news. In fact, most of you that have been accusing me that Justice Crack, no, they bring good news about APC government, about Tinubu government. Here is the good news. Well, I say relax. Let me explain. So the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has, said that he is ready. He's about to issue executive order mandating Nigerians to use made in Nigeria or to patronize made in Nigeria product. Now, let me explain what this means. What it means is that instead of you buying, made in America car, buy made in Nigerian cars. Instead of you buying that Italian suit, buy made in Aba suit, or maybe made in Kaduna suit, or maybe made in Akure suit. You should patronize things made in Nigeria. Now, this is the implication, or let's say this is the advantage. This will help our economy grow and strengthen the naira. Remember, we will now move from consumption to production. Now, that is a very, very good news. In fact, when this executive order is, signed, importation might reduce and our local product will gain value because we will now start consuming what we produce here. In fact, it will give room for Nigerians to produce more so that we can even have access to, export. So that oil will not be the only thing we're exporting. We'll be exporting Ankara, we'll be exporting cars, we'll be exporting fufu, we'll be exporting Ankara, we'll be exporting many things. The only thing we export in Nigeria now is crude oil, and our doctors and our teachers and our skilled tech guys who export our best hands, But right now, with this executive order patronizing made in Nigeria things and products, we will produce more things that will export, that will create or give us more revenue and grow our economy. But this is where the comma comes in. Leadership is leading by example. If you want people to do something, you do it first so that they see that you do it. That is called leadership. You are leading. You are not ordering them to do something. That is different between a leader and a boss. So if you are a leader, you must do it first so that people can follow your footsteps. Now, if the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is telling Nigerians to use made in Nigeria, but the president is using made in American car, all his convoys are America, Japan, and no one made in Nigeria car is in his convoy. In fact, even his clothes, I think the only thing made in Nigeria might be his hat, but I'm not sure. But then, you are telling us to patronize Nigeria, but you as the president, you are not even patronizing Nigeria. In fact, to make it worse, you do not even patronize Nigeria hospital. The president do not patronize Nigeria hospital. Okay, in fact, to make it worse, if there's anything like worse, the president do not patronize Nigerian holiday. He does not even do his holiday in Nigeria. abroad. So you don't patronize our holiday, or your vacation is not even in Nigeria, your hospital is not in Nigeria, your cars are not Nigerian cars, nothing is Nigerian, and you're telling us you want to sign executive order for us to use a Nigerian product. Is that leadership? Is that leadership? Do you know the economic value if the president should start using made in Nigeria cars? Do you know how our local cars will have value? Do you know how you will feel that the president is using an innocent, or maybe, okay, let's just say he no like innocent, no like Igbo man car, he wants to use another car. There are many made in Nigerian cars that he can use that will create value. Do you know how proud you are now that a president is using a made in Nigeria car, and you as a citizen, you were using a made in Nigeria car? That is called leadership, influencing the local made product. But then they will not do it. They will not. Okay, let's just say that the local manufacturers do not have your specification of cars. Why not you give them your specification of cars? This is a presidential specification. Can you make it let me use? If they will not do it, drive it. If it's not your main car, let it be in your convoy, and let us see if Nigerian made product will not move. You see? Anyway, it is still a good news. But then, tell me what you think in the comment section. But before you do, please do not forget to
enjoy your weekend.
Nigerians have been reacting to the admission by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board that a technical error compromised the results of more than 370,000 candidates in the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination at 157 centers nationwide. JAMB Registrar Ishak Oluyode, during a press conference in Abuja, broke down in tears, saying that he holds himself personally responsible for the error and for the negligence of the service provider, and then proceeded to tender an unreserved apology. Let's take a look before we share some reactions.
As Registrar of JAMB, I hold myself personally responsible including for the negligence of the service provider and I unreservedly apologize for it. We unanimously agreed that each state of the Federation be sampled. No sign of any abnormality so far has been detected in any center outside the ones mentioned. So I appeal to the candidates and those affected by the error of our system to accept the explanation I've given as the truth on this matter. I apologize and take full responsibility, not just in words.
This was quite commendable by the JAMB Registrar, owning responsibility to this.
All right. I'm not sure. Before I'll say something, because I have something to say. Can anybody hear me? This is why I'm always happy when I have my panelists on the panel. Let me post out a link. They are the one to quickly tell me. Sometimes comment delay with few seconds before it comes in and all that. A link I'll be posted. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. You guys can hear me now. All right. Let me say something quickly. When I see that registrar that was crying, this is one of the reasons why Nigeria is not moving forward, and it might not move forward anytime soon. Yes, because the country, if I don't know if I should use the word that the country was deliberately designed with these satanic emotions. When somebody steals from you, when you're about to penalize them, they beg to say forgive is human, to forgive for whatever is divine. Then other people will now apply their emotions and all that to it. Then you now say, oh, forgive, sir, forgive. Oh, nobody is perfect and all that. We don't hold anybody accountable for any wrongdoings in Nigeria. In most cases, when it comes to the law, it's selective in most cases. But when it comes to the people, we easily get carried away by how people satanic express their satanic emotions. Then we now start saying, oh my God, oh, this man, oh no. Just like Ojiokwe displayed on this video. I'm not going to blame her because a lot of you even listening to me right now are in that category. We can easily get carried away with satanic tears, which we call crocodile tears. This registrar man was satanically and satanically crying to deceive some of you who easily get carried away with emotions. In case you are not aware, a 19-year-old girl died herself because of this satanic cry from this registrar. This 19-year-old girl, know what she write for JAM. The result given to her was not what she was expecting. She refused it in totality. Nobody listened to her. She requested to write the exam again. Nobody listened to her. Then she bite herself in the presence of her papa and mama. As we speak, her papa, her mama, her brothers, any relative, loved ones, all are in pains for this 19-year-old girl to bite herself. A girl with a brighter future. She died because of the satanic corruption that is going on in the country. You know, in Nigeria, somebody has to sacrifice their life before people listen to you. Because this girl has died, this satanic registrar came out now sharing crocodile tears to some of you who have always applied satanic emotions to every wrongdoings. Just like somebody telling you, oh, that governor tried now, I'm not to the talk. Where Oshomola did there, what did he do? At least Obaseki try. Or where Obaseki did there, what did he do? At least Okpebolo they try. Or where Buhari did there, what did he do? At least Tinubu they try. Just imagine that word, unquote, they try. Government official who's supposed to be doing their duty, their responsibility. You are saying they are trying. It's only Nigeria will see things like that. Whereas in another country, things like this man will be sentenced for capital punishment, normally in a working country, because of what happened, taking what belongs to someone else. In my final year in Cambridge, in the university, I was denied my mark. I know it was based on racism. My final dissertation, they gave me wrong mark. And I said, no, this is not my mark. But I received that email. I almost get heart attack. I can't lie to you. When I received that email, I told my wife, I said, no, this is impossible. I know what I write. Never. Then I went to the uni. They passed me to this. They passed me to that. They passed me to this. I raised alarm and my voice was echoing in the whole university. I said, never. This is not my mark. I have the email here. You know what that I wrote to me after somebody now came to me, I should calm down. They need to relook into everything again. 2 days later, they now wrote me to say it was an error. That mark they sent to me supposed to be sent to someone else. So, Mr. Elvis, we apologize on behalf of the university. It was an error. Listen, guys. These people, they wanted to just demonstrate racism on my head. Now, because, say, I talk, a lot of people are victims of what I'm talking about today. A lot. That girl cried in Nigeria. Nobody listened to her. That, no, this is not my results. Nobody listened. She died herself. Unfortunately, it's painful to know that this girl just died like that. Now, this satanic man that's supposed to be behind bars now, holding a press conference. Security may even protected him out of this place. Now, so we see this country, my people. Because it's not happening to you now, you might just see all these tears ranting, talking as a normal thing. Unfortunately, by tomorrow, latest Saturday, everybody have already moved on this because this man don't blindfold everybody eyes or ear or brain with the satanic cry. We cry just now. It's very, very disheartening. Very, 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 very sad. You can see, listen to what Ojiokpe is going to say for you to know that, yes, because nobody wants to hurt anybody anyway. A mainstream media is supposed to be a big checkmating body to the government and every affiliated bodies to the government. But unfortunately, our mainstream medias, they are so scared to the extent they have to say something not to offend anybody. Listen to what Ojiokpe we say now.
Thank you to all of you, and may God bless us all.
This was quite commendable by the JAMB registrar.
Tell me what is commendable there, Ojiokpe. I'm your big fan, but Ojiokpe, I know you are listening to us. Tell me what is commendable there, if not that you were just protecting your name, your image, and you don't want to be part of it. It's just like footballers. Nobody want to make mistake. This one will pass to this one. Go say, not be my hand, they go swear put. He go pass to the other one. The other one will pass and back to the other one. Not be my hand, they go swear put. Not be my hand, they go swear put. That is what our mainstream medias are doing in Nigeria. In fact, when we look at what is affecting us in Nigeria, it's so painful. That's also headache I they carry for Nigeria matter. I will tell you.
Nigeria watch, you don't talk yesterday now. How the media be. No be make you day here to save Nigeria. My brother, it's well.
Just imagine, it's quite commendable. Tell me what is commendable from this speech of the registrar. Just listen to this again.
This was quite commendable by the JAMB registrar, owning responsibility to this sort of, I would call it tragedy, because a 19-year-old girl died, Temileyin, I believe her name is, like you said, Dr. Abati. And, you know, JAMB has said that they will conduct a rescheduled UTME for all affected candidates starting Friday, May 16th, and the candidates will be notified via SMS and email and phone calls. But Nigerians have reacted. Let me take this Kalu Aja's tweet. He wrote, "My thoughts are with Nigeria's children who face mental trauma from their nation for wanting to sit for an exam. The JAMB exam is pivotal for every Nigerian child, determining higher education and future opportunities. Students spend a year preparing with extra classes, coaching, and pressure from parents, schools, and peers. Imagine the emotional roller coaster they've endured. Anxiety before the exam, stress during the exam, shame for failing, depression. Now, what do they feel? Relief? If Nigeria were more organized, these children would receive psychological evaluations before being asked to rewrite an exam. They were told they failed due to no fault of theirs. We have scarred these children and the nation. If a child fails to resist, will they accept the result? Will parents not claim the entire process is now fruits of a poisonous tree? These kids need strong counseling. I pray parents, teachers, guardians, and state governments provide this emotional support. Children are too young for Nigeria to happen to them. And, you know, I think Kalu Aja's tweet is quite apt, especially, you know, about the emotional support that these children that have to rewrite this exam may feel after they were told that they failed. Yesterday on What's Trending, we played those videos of those young girls, and we had a conversation actually after the show about students who say, listen, I know what I wrote in my exam. I know I did not fail. And I told you guys yesterday that this is what I tell my children. I ask them, did you pass? And when they tell me I'm not sure, I say, then you failed, because you don't know what you wrote. But if you're sure and you're confident in what you have written, then you know that you really deserve the credit that you got. Let me take another tweet, which, you know, a lot of people have talked about. This is from Idan, who wrote, so it's possible they tampered with this girl's result from the back end. JAMB has proven time and again that it can't be trusted with something as critical as an exam that determines the future of thousands. A child has already taken their own life because of this. And that's the picture of, I believe, Mesoma, the young girl who, I believe last year was, you know, she had said that JAMB had tampered with her result and that there was a finding, and then they said that, you know, it wasn't JAMB, that she had cheated. And these are the sort of conversations Nigerians are asking, hey, what's really happening? Why did this happen? But
I will pause it right there. Because we don't have time. My guest will be joining us soon. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Do you know what it means? Say you know what you write. I'm happy now that somebody just testified that my sister, Timmy Dibe, you said my sister-in-law, you know, yes, it happens to her as well in Scotland. I said they do unto me. I said, no. My wife, they tell me, say, no, calm down, no, it is that, blah, blah, blah. If you want to go there, I said, wait. I know what you are right. I did a lot of research. I paid for a lot of for me to complete my research. I did my dissertation on Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not be only Nigeria it dey happen. They go tempt you first to see your reaction. Unfortunately, anyhow you react for Nigeria, you are not going anywhere. Now I make that 19 years old by herself say, since nobody is believing me that this is not my result, there's no need of living. Unfortunately, that's what happened. Now, that was quite commendable by unquote by Ojiokwe. The cry of the registrar was very, very commendable. We have a long way to go in Nigeria. But meanwhile, let me quickly switch to Edo State because of our guest that is coming in. Before I switch to Edo State, I have a call from Madam Deborah. Let me just take this call. Maybe our call has something to do with this this jam thing quickly. Guys, help us to press on the like button, help us to share. I appreciate you all. Please, somebody unmuted and noise is coming from your background. If you want to unmute, sort your background out first, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Julius. I appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat earlier on. God bless you. I'm very, very grateful for this. Madam Deborah, please talk to us, man. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, very clear. Please, quickly, you only have 3 minutes. Be quick.
Yeah, good evening to everyone, all our viewers and commenters all over the world. You're all welcome to today's program. Let me start by saying I agree with you, Mr. Elvis. In fact, I couldn't even stand listening to that registrar. It was so annoying. It was really, really annoying even watching him, you know, shed those crocodile tears. I think at this point in time, Nigeria should be requesting for him to resign. That should be the only thing that can compensate for this gross incompetence. So shedding tears is not the issue, and I agree with you. What Ezeojo did was not nice at all, and this is our problem. People are just carried away by emotions and sentiment, you know, which cloud their sense of judgment. How can you create this kind of mess and come out to start shedding crocodile tears? You know, rather than taking accountability, he should resign. I think everybody that should echo it, that the only thing that can compensate for this gross incompetence is resignation. There's no amount of crocodile tears that is going to compensate for this mess. And until people begin to be accountable for the things they do, nothing is going to change in Nigeria. And I want to use this medium to actually call for an investigation into I think this other issue of that affected that girl, is it Mercy Oma or something? Was it last year? I am beginning to see the fact that that girl too was, it was an injustice that was done to her, you know, because it was a single case. She was bullied into silence to say, oh, she did malpractice. But it's beginning to be obvious that there is a huge issue with JAM. And I think people should call for a full investigation they need to investigate that issue. And I'm beginning to be certain that what happened that time was equally a bias, was equally some injustice that was done to that innocent girl at that time. So I think with what has happened now, people should call for a full investigation. That girl deserves justice. And I can tell that what happened to her then was equally an issue with JAM. But because it's a single case, people just swept it under the carpet that it's malpractice. But I believe strongly that it's not malpractice. It's equally something that JAM did, because this is already, this is already a proof that what happened to that girl too was an error from JAM. It could be intentional, it could be a mistake. But I want to say the only thing that can compensate for this gross incompetence is resignation. There's no amount of crocodile tears that man is going to shed that will make up for the damage that he has done to those innocent children. Then let me quickly say something about El-Rufai and Peter Obi running for president. Peter Obi running for president alongside El-Rufai. It's a very tricky one. El-Rufai is not somebody that I would like to support ordinarily. He doesn't have a good record. And I don't know how Peter Obi intends to sell El-Rufai to the public, because I don't think a lot of people like El-Rufai because of his extremism and what he did as a governor in Kaduna State. But at the same time, I understand what Mr. Raka is trying to say. If Peter Obi joining El-Rufai is what is going to take him to the presidency, maybe he will have to do that. Probably if he becomes a president, he will know how to do El-Rufai as a vice president.
Thank you.
It's like Tinubu is dealing with Shetima as vice president. Probably Peter Obi, when he becomes president, he will put El-Rufai where he belongs. Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, man. God bless
Thank
you.
you so much, sir.
All right. I'm not taking another call for now, maybe later on, but because we don't have enough time. Let me quickly say one or two things concerning this satanic man on the left hand side. Who is that? Yes, sir. Go ahead quickly.
Can you just check your WhatsApp? Just to tally what you are saying. I sent you a message.
All right, okay. You know, whenever you send me message, I don't keep to your meanings. Your meanings is too long.
No, the last one I sent you is not long. I just say
the last one you sent to me was 12 minutes, sir. No, it's long. You know, please.
I mean, this one I sent to you, just a short one, because of this jam stuff.
If you don't work with short videos, I will lose interest in showcasing your videos. You just come in and pass your submission here, sir. Please, you know, I have amount of video that I need to showcase. You know, once all those have been showcased, to move on with another video will be difficult, except that video is extremely very, very short. You know, but nevertheless, let's see if we can quickly showcase this one, because I have something to say and we don't have time. We have guests as well. But I just want to look at the duration first, then we'll take it from there. Guys, help us to press on the like, help us to share this broadcast, take our voices far. The state of the nation. I'm so angry right now. I'm not happy at all what is happening in our country. You know, in the process, or rather in the midst of some people saying, you know, concern me, see where we did today. A 19-year-old I've just, let's see now, it's long now. This is 9 minutes long. It's long.
No, it's the last one I sent you, Mr. Elvis. Check the last message, not that long one.
this thing is just already stressed. I'll play it later, sir. I'll play it later. Let me concentrate, please. I'll play it later. Let me come into this man that you guys are seeing on the screen. You know, Oba of Benin allegedly have sacked Ohen of Okhoromi. Many of you that have been following me for years, some of you that have been following me now maybe for the past 5-6 years or so, you will understand this whole story of this satanic man called Ohen of Okhoromi. I fought him to stupor. The reason why I withdraw from fighting this kind of people at that particular time, my Edo people, most of my Edo people did not appreciate my effort at that time, because these are dangerous, satanic set of people. For you to put your head to fight this kind of people, you must be ready to say, okay, you know who you be, whatever that will happen, let it happen. When people doing things like that and you don't get enough encouragement, then you get discouraged. Some of them actually said at that time, say, if you not fight, make you rest, other people will do it. Since I withdraw my fight or my voice on this whole issue, this man have done even more worse in Benin City there, you know, under the guise of this title given to him, you know, or whatever. Unfortunately, now, allegedly, they say he has been removed, but they removed him and they now put the Odion way that is loyal to him, allegedly. It's just like you did not remove anybody. You understand? But I'd like us to quickly see how people were celebrating when this satanic man, because we are getting somewhere, when this satanic man was removed yesterday. I know some of you might be wondering why were people celebrating that they removed this man. Then I'd like us to quickly, let's take this one. How people went to the Edo State House of Assembly. I did the same. The time I was fighting this satanic man that you all are seeing right there, you know, Mr. Alabo, even the one you send is 7 minutes, is also long. You know, learn to send me a maximum of 5 minutes videos, please. Learn to do that. You know, to be honest, you just learn to do that. Let me move on. You know, this was the time we were fighting. We even wrote, you can see right there, this was some of the letters we wrote to the State House of Assembly Speaker at that particular time. This was it from Nigeria Watch Media and all that, blah, 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 that particular time. And this was a letter, you know, written and everything concerning land grabbing, you know, from this particular satanic man that you all are seeing right there. You know, this is the letter there, they received it and all that. We dragged the House of Assembly Speaker left, right. You know, we questioned him. We brought him here for questioning. We called him. We did a lot. We brought a lot of big name to this platform for questioning at that particular time. But I told you guys, when you don't encourage people doing anything for you, they're discouraged. It happens everywhere. It could be your husband, your wife, your children. Everybody can get discouraged when you are not appreciative. That's it. You know, but meanwhile, a lot happens after we withdraw from this whole case. A lot happened. Watch this.
All the land in Okhoromi is turned into the personal property. So the problem of ground right now, the land that is sold by himself and the land that I give to indigenous of the community which they sold, he just came out with a bulldozer now. There's it everywhere. There's a house that got to a meter level, a house that's in a DPC level, a house that, you know, with a decking. Finished complete house. Everywhere. He said no station that will arrest him. He has a petition in the state CID about 45 petition. He does not answer anyone. He's 05, the same thing. So we are tired. So that's why we cry out.
Okay. On that one, then I would like us to listen to one of our brother, Albert Obaze, because he have more information on that.
They say Palace of the Upper of Benin don't remove Ohen of Okhoromi, Kevin Oboka. Kevin Oboka has been removed as the Ohen of Okhoromi. No matter how time they don't hold. No time they don't hold. Oboka has been removed as the Ohen of Okhoromi. Palace said that go the community, they go to help the palace, they do the juju when they there. He comes from the owner of the community. Oboka has been removed as Ohen of Okhoromi by the Oba of Benin. Who here make it tell who never hear? If they collect your land for Okhoromi, go back and carry your land. If you buy land from Okhoromi in the last 1 year, say Oboka sell another person land, give you. Your money don't go. Removing Ohen Okhoromi is not enough. It is not enough. The palace should return the people's land that he grabbed back to the people. The government should sell Ohen Okhoromi hotel. They should sell his hotel and use the money to settle those that he grabbed their land. Okhoromi should arrest him. Tony Kabaka and his friend. Tony Kabaka and the Boston, they don't finish for the community since they have been aiding and abetting Ohen of Okhoromi. The last press conference where Ohen of Okhoromi do, Tony Kabaka was there. They could have watched the last night. This was like 2023. When I follow this woman, when I collect this woman land, I get down without nonsense Ohen. Because they give me enter Nigeria, they call it threatening me. Your life today, useless boy. It won't be no longer. The palace should build their searchlight to other communities. We still have a lot of criminal elements like Ohen in other communities. Enough is enough.
Belong to my brother. Oh, I bought it the year 2016 for my brother. So we started development. I bought it from Egbire community. We started development. Then, because of the land dispute between Egbire community and Okhoromi, of which they then later delivered the land to Okhoromi community, they asked me to come and pay again after making settlements with Egbire community. Okhoromi now asked me to come and settle them again because they are not giving it to Okhoromi. So I have to go and make another payment to settle Okhoromi community. Look at my fence. Only yesterday we came here, we now met that they have brought the fence down. This is the building that was erected there. At the front, you can see the duplex at the front that is about to be entered. They said it's the Ohen of the community, of Okhoromi community, that is doing this. He is the person that is behind all these things that you are seeing now. My fence has been pulled down. I don't know what to tell my brother now. I'm begging the government to come to my aid. Governor Obaseki, nobody has said up Godwin Obaseki. Come to my aid. The Oba Bini Oba talk there. The Ohen of Okhoromi is the person that is behind the scene of what is going on here. He said he wants to take part of the land, want to take 100 by 100 from me, of which I have settled them. I've settled Egbire and I settled Okhoromi again when they claim that this part of the community belongs to Okhoromi community. Please, I need your aid. Come and fight for me. Come and fight for me. Oba Bini. Now go. Papa Bumiade, I bought it long ago from Egbire and I settled Okhoromi. I paid twice for this land. And other settlements that have been given, that have been asked me to pay, I've paid. I don't know what is going on. The oil of Okhoromi is the person that is bringing all this trouble. He wants to collect 100 by 100 from me. He destroyed the fence that was laid there. If we raise it, it will destroy it. If we raise it, it will destroy it. And there was a demarcation that he placed at the bottom.
Can you show us the demarcation?
Yes, the demarcation is there. He placed it between. He wanted to lay a fence there. It was only discovered that they have people that told the land of now started. We now cover the demarcation. He took our sand. He took our blocks. He want to lay fence.
All right, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody confirm my voice, please?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Unfortunately, we cannot continue with this presentation because my guest is already with us. Barrister Liberous Oshoma is already on the backstage. You know, I have a lot I wanted to say concerning this satanic man you guys are seeing right there on the left-hand side, with the bead, dressing like a traditional, whatever it is. You know, what I wanted to let you guys know that I've been fighting this man for the past 5 years. They have stole a lot of land, demolished so many houses and all that. But it's a good news now that Oba of Benin have finally removed him from the power, I don't know, that was actually intoxicating him. But meanwhile, I'd like us to move on. Let's talk about what is affecting us right now in Nigeria. You know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Please help us to press on the like, help us to share this broadcast as I bring in our guests. Epadomo, sir, good evening to you, sir. It's good to have you on the show.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir. How are you doing today, sir? I guess you are able to talk to us.
Yes. I'm able to talk to you. I'm done. I was on another interview on ABS.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware, sir. It's good to have you on the show. Thank you very much for your time with us. A lot is going on right now in Nigeria. I know you are not the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but in most cases, you are one of the figures, one of the few that we have so much respect for that we can cry to ask questions, especially vital questions when it comes to this. The main reason why we brought you here today, maybe other question might be passed, is to talk about electoral reform. You know,
thank you.
yes, you know, a lot of concerns Nigerians have been crying for the past couple of days now, although for a while, but for the past couple of days it has increased, you know, crying for electoral reform. If not, 2027 is going to be like a waste of time, laboring in vain. You know, I want to ask you, sir, what can you say or advise us on this move of electoral reform?
Yeah, first and foremost, you see, in 1999, it was bad that we had an election and we didn't even know the constitution or the electoral act that we're going to use to conduct that election. But after the 1999 election in 2002, there was an electoral act amendment of 2002. They used to conduct the election of 2003. So, sorry,
where's the noise commission?
In sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, in 2007 election, just before the 2007 election, there was an electoral act amendment in 2006, and then in 2011 election, there was an electoral act amendment 2010. And then the 2015 election, there was supposed to be an electoral act amendment, but that didn't see the light of the day. It was amended, but because Jonathan was so interested in second term, that electoral act was not signed into law. But unfortunately, he was ousted from office through some electoral reforms by virtue of introduction of, you know, the card readers then that eventually became beavers. So I'm laying this foundation so that we will know where we are coming from. And then Buhari came, there was the not too young to rule bill, and Buhari said, no, you push, hold on. I will sign it when I leave, when I'm about to leave, when I'm not contesting. And for now, leave the electoral act the way it is. It was when he was not leaving, in 2023, they now amended the electoral act and he assented to it. And section 137 of that electoral act was supposed to cure the defect of oral evidence at the election tribunal, where documentary evidence that were used to conduct the election are presented to to challenge election result. But unfortunately, this court interpretation, Yetela and Adeleke, the Osun election, also said that you cannot jettison that oral evidence. So it brings back again to an amendment of the Electoral Act. So and that's why I said I needed to give this background. So the Electoral Act now, as it is, even if we're not talking about transmitting election result electronically as it is, we also need to state there clearly, because we say the law is what the court says it is. And if the essence of stating Section 137 is defeated by the interpretation that the Supreme Court gave to it, there needs to be an amendment to clearly state that oral evidence, no matter what, no matter the irregularities or no matter the ambiguity, oral evidence cannot be used to cure the ambiguity in documentary evidence. So that it becomes easy. And then also another thing, this presumption of regularity in favor of INEC. Also, APC, when they were in opposition, clamored for it seriously, that election results should not be presumed in favor of INEC. But today they are in power and they have completely jettisoned that. So these are some of the low-hanging fruits that can be achieved with even the electoral amendment, even if they don't want to include it that all election results must be transmitted electronically. At least that will help, further, add credit to whatever process the election would be. But like we all noted and we all rightly agreed, Electoral Act amendment in itself, once we say let election result be transmitted electronically, whether we are transmitting electronically or not, with all of these basic amendments, the glitch that they introduced and the glitch that was introduced in JAM can always glitch the process, and at the end of the day, they will achieve the right outcome that they want. So that's why I needed to lay all of those foundations.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister. I appreciate you, sir. But I would like to quickly play your video here that is currently trending, and I would like to ask you a question on it quickly.
Okay.
You want to ask me again, does the hood make the monk? The answer is no. And I say this advisedly because, we try to make, storm out of a teacup. The letter from the state government, signed by the Secretary of the State Government in Edo State recently, appointing a new king for Okosa and Okbela, recently generated a lot of controversy that the king of Okbela was addressed as HROM instead of HROH. That's His Royal Majesty instead of His Royal Highness. And that I've seen some people argue vehemently that title in Edo State, His Royal Majesty, is reserved for the Oba of Benin only and not for any other chief. And then I want to ask the question, why reduce the Oba of Benin, the Reverend Oba of Benin, our Oba of Benin, to titles? Is it the name that makes the Oba? The Oba is up there, is high up there. In as far as Edo State is concerned, everybody knows that the Oba of Benin is Oba of Benin, the Ogidigan. So you don't reduce Oba of Benin to mere titles and then nomenclature. That, okay, because somebody is addressed as His Royal Majesty or His Royal Highness, does that diminish the status of the Oba of Benin? That will now begin to debate. And no, that king cannot be addressed as His Royal Majesty or His Royal Highness, and all of those things. The Oba is the Oba. Nobody, they drag Oba with Oba. And nobody can. And I also, for this trying to, make issue out of none. I take God, beg us. There are so many things confronting us now that we should, focus our mind on. All this, making storm out of a teacup. It's unnecessary. It's absolutely unnecessary. Oba Tokpe is...
All right. Barrister, on this particular video of yours, some people argued that this was the same step Obaseki took at that time. And a lot of Edo people lambasted on Obaseki because they thought that Obaseki were trying to reduce our Reverend Oba of Benin. Now, Okpebolo is about to take the same step. What can you say in terms of the comparison?
The two steps are different. They are not the same. They are not the same thing at all. They are two things. Here, what you have is a name. It is not even directed at the Oba of Benin.
Okay.
It is even directed at the Oba of Benin at all.
Okay. Are you there, sir? Okay, network. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I believe Barrister's network is failing. Just wait for him to come back. If any of you have a question, quickly put your question together because I'm going to come to you guys now to ask him any question that you think you'll be calling for a while now. You know, Barrister, are you back? Network is very sad. Network failed. I believe he's going to join us back again. Before he will join us back. Okay, let me see. Just bear with me, guys. Let's see how we can quickly do this together. Okay, before you join us back, let's quickly listen to this. Okay, it's back. It's back. Okay. Oh, talk to me, sir. Quickly. You call my name.
I think on the issue of allocation of name, His Royal Majesty, His Royal Highness, I think I bit disagree with what he spoke on that issue because we have to distinguish between two people.
Can you hear me?
And in that,
we can hear you now,
can
sir.
You hear me?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, should I continue?
Yeah, just continue now.
Yeah, it was a network glitch. So there are two issues here. There are two different issues. The issue here for Obaseki had a confrontational issue with the Oba of Benin and had nothing, absolutely, but in this case, the case has nothing to do with the Oba of Benin at all. It was a letter appointing the Okopelagbe of Okpela and the Okosa of, I think, the king of Okesan. And in that letter, the Okopelagbe was addressed as His Royal Majesty. Can you hear me?
Yes.
He was addressed as His Royal Majesty. And so, some people are arguing that why should Okopelagbe be addressed as His Royal Majesty? That the name is only reserved for, that the name His Royal Majesty is only reserved for the Oba of Benin. And that the King of Okpela should be addressed as His Royal Highness and not His Royal Majesty. Yeah. And so the question now is, this issue has nothing to do with the Oba of Benin. And you now ask yourself, is the Oba of Benin in name? Does the nomenclature diminish the status of the Oba of Benin? That as far back as I can send you newspaper cuttings and as far back as 2011, 2013, the King of Okpela, or successive King of Okpela, has always been addressed as His Royal Majesty. Even when Oba Drisu was there, when they paid a courtesy call on the then governor, he led a delegation of other kings from Isako. He was addressed as His Royal Majesty. That's the way they address their king. It's in a nomenclature. It does not, you cannot, because of that, be equating
the king of Okpela with the Oba of Benin by saying because the king of Okpela was addressed as His Royal Majesty. So that means you are now dragging Oba of Benin into it. So for me, I felt the people that were bringing Oba of Benin into it were trying to diminish the status, the high status of the Oba of Benin, that we have more important issues to deal with. We have developmental issues to deal with than talking about nomenclature. It is not the nomenclature that made the Oba of Benin. And moreover, these names are not a creation of ours. They are creation, they are language. It's not even our language. If you had come now and say you are addressing another king as Oba of Benin, I would have problem with that, because there can only be one Oba of Benin. And so that's why I said, look, let's not major on minor. Let us address critical infrastructural issues instead of dwelling on these issues that do not bear relevance to development in Nigeria. These are issues. They are traditional.
I think one or two persons have a question for you on that. Black Panther, quickly pass your question.
Yeah, it's not a question. I'll pass the question concern. I'll pass one question. I'll address what you just said. Good day, everyone. May God bless everyone. I thank you, our most respectable lawyer. I want to say thank you to all the wisdom you've spoken, you've given to everyone in Nigeria. Thank you. You are using your voice positively, not like other lawyers that we see. So I want to thank you very much for speaking the truth. And I believe you can still go deeper into the truth so that you'll be clear. It's better for you to move from one level to another level so that people, the last man at the bottom will understand you clearly. I want to thank you, and then may God continue to give you more wisdom and bless you as you go on in the struggle. I want to ask concerning the electoral law. One, should the electoral law be defined or should be left for the lawyers only to interpret? One. Two, is it not advisable for us to have a real-time result than to say you should post it to INEC? And also, is it not clear that in law you say, if you give me a paper, that is a certified paper from an authority, and it carries an authority, is it not good? Is it not right for me as I present that document that INEC gave to me? Why is the law saying that that document is not an authentic document when it's been presented to the Supreme Court or to any other court? And also the last one is, should our law court be the one to give a final ruling on who will rule our country? Are you done? And the last one is, I will say the last one when you are the one you made mention last. I will speak on it when it's last. But my question is just that. He knows what I'm saying. He has gotten the question.
Okay. So, first and foremost, I will tell you that our electoral act is defined by our election and electoral practice, and defined by those that are governing us. And that's why you find out that every turn, every election, there's an attempt to amend the election, and then they give us a facade of, yes, we have amended it so that you people can say we have amended, we are progressing, or we all praise it. But they create loopholes. Those loopholes are what they will now use at the end of the day to manipulate the process in their favor. So like Chinua Achebe said in Things Fall Apart, Eleke the bird that has learned to, since the hunter has learned to shoot without missing, Eleke the bird said he will learn to fly without perching. So that said, that's why the first thing is the law presumes that any result declared by INEC is regular. That's the first problem of election in Nigeria. So if INEC declare you winner, the person that is saying you are not the winner is the person that will now go to court and go and say, go and prove that you did not win the election. And meanwhile, the materials used for conducting the election are with INEC. You are disputing the election conducted by INEC. The materials used for conducting the election are with INEC. You will still go to INEC and ask for documents that they will give to you. INEC now becomes a nominal party in the matter. You are the one, are the one who didn't conduct the election. You are the one who is required to prove that the election is not regular. And the materials needed to prove that the election is not regular is with the man who conducted the election, who will come and become a nominal party in the matter. It doesn't happen in any other place. Then secondly, like I told you, in the case of Oyetola and Adeleke, Section 137 was called into question on the issue of documentary evidence. So now, they will tell you in this documentary evidence, there are discrepancies. And that when there are discrepancies in the document given to you by INEC, the same INEC, mind you, the judge didn't conduct election. The law says INEC who conduct the election, once they declare result, the result is okay. So you now call a judge and say, come and look at this matter. You bring documents given to you by INEC. INEC brings documents that contradict what they give to you, what they gave to you. And then the law now says, look, if there is this contradiction, you need to call oral evidence. Failure for you to call oral evidence is fatal to your own case. But if the law, for example, says, INEC, once you conduct election, if anybody is contesting that election, it is now left for you to prove that the election was regular, that it followed all standards that you set. That way, it becomes easy. You that is contesting the election, you don't have to prove anything. All you just need to say is election did not follow the process. But when the onus, the responsibility is placed on you to prove that the election is regular, INEC who conducted the election will come and be saying, no, it is regular. We follow the process. The court now is telling you that, oh, failure to prove or failure to call oral evidence to support those documents that they gave you, since INEC brought other document to contradict it, failure to call oral evidence, failure to call your polling unit agent is fatal to your case. The foundation is wrong. That is why you will never be able to prove irregularity against INEC, because they hold the yam and the knife. They will cut a small slice for you. That small slice they gave to you, they will come to court and say that small slice is not the whole. The whole is with us. The one when we give you now the rotten part. Nobody will be able to prove election irregularity in that situation within 6 months. It is not possible. The only way you can prove election irregularity in such a circumstance is if, for example, you have enough time to call all the witnesses, polling unit by polling unit. Like in the case of Oshomole, you have almost 2 years. In the case of Peter Obi in Anambra State, he had 3 years. So he called about 300 and something witnesses. But how many witnesses will you be able to call in 6 months? So those are the challenges. And so the court now will now say, well, we are not Father Christmas. You can't just put document on us and you ask us to go into chambers and begin to do your job for you. We won't do it. So that defeats the end of justice in itself. So that is why some people are now saying that, look, we don't even need all of this plenty story. The election result, let us do it the way they do it in America. As you conduct the election, put it in the Electoral Act that as you are conducting the election, in my polling unit, if we all agree this is the result, let them post it straight. Let everybody see it. That we can, the potter can be collating the result like that. Everybody is saying it the way they are collating it. You don't have to go to a collation center where INEC will be doing it manually again by virtue of their rule 91, and then you're doing it manually, and then they now come and announce. If the process is online, real time, everybody can be tabulating it. The word will calculate it by themselves. The app will calculate it. Everybody will be seeing it the way we see American election figure. That until we do that, and then remove this hurdle of documentary evidence and oral evidence, that we will not move forward. Then we don't really want to practice democracy. We're just pretending. Rather, what we have is them all crazy and not democracy. And with that, we continue to have bandits.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for taking that question. Let me ask another person. There's Oga Alabo, do you have a question? You are not there. I'll just
yes,
move on
Mr. Najawash.
Okay, go ahead, sir. What's your question? Thank you. Oga Alabo, you are back.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. No, you are next, man. I've not called you. I'll call you next. Go ahead with your question, please. Talk to our barrister.
All right. Barrister, welcome. Sorry, I know you don't like someone calling you barrister. Sorry about that, but I said that, sir. You are welcome. Yeah, my brother, I've been following you, sir.
I can hear you.
Yes, I know, you know they like us to call you barrister, sir. But thank you, sir, for coming today. Thank you for coming today.
My pleasure.
My own concern is just because if you see me, I'm somebody, every day I'm shouting electoral reform, because I want the power to go back to the people. Because as it is, it's a system of grab it, run it with it. That is what we are practicing in Nigeria.
What's your question, sir?
How can we do, sir, to make this electoral reform? I know it's a work in progress, but how can we do to push or persuade INEC and the lawyers and the executive with the legislative arms to give us Nigerians an acceptable electoral reform? Please, sir.
Let me bust your bubble. Let me disappoint you for once. Nigerians are not ready for electoral reforms. We are not ready. Those people who are in government today, I find out one thing, that rhetorics pays in Nigeria. Rhetorics. The saints of yesterday are the thieves of today. Why the thieves of yesterday are now the saints of today? That's the unfortunate part of our reality. Tinubu and co, for example, while they were in power, there were a lot of beautiful innovation that they said once we introduce, that Nigeria will be better. One of them was electoral reforms. They even told us then that the president should not be appointing the chairman of INEC. That it is like appointing an umpire in an election that you become a participant. They said also that INEC, you can have the political parties can nominate, and then you have a screening committee that will screen 3 persons who will contest for the election, and then maybe out of those 3, the president can now take 1 person. Also, they also pushed for the removal of presumption of regularity in favor of INEC. These were not my own, these were their ideas. Beautiful and laudable ideas that they said we should introduce to INEC, and so many others like that. But today, a lot of them are in power. They are the one in power today. They are no longer discussing electoral reforms. Even if they discuss it, it is the one that will favor them. And so today, when I also see
people and politicians arguing and shouting electoral reform, I'm always very skeptical that, are you sure these people really mean electoral reform or just something that will benefit them? Because I noticed one thing. A lot of Nigerians are not angry with bad governance. They are just angry that they are not the one benefiting from those bad governance. That is why the day, as I did now, you know, you have to have seen friends who were critic of government, and then the day they are given an appointment, they do Thanksgiving.
Okay. We lost you again. Barrister, are you there? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, my
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure if it's not coming from me. Barrister Liberals, we lost your audio. I believe it's a network.
For votes.
We're expecting you back, shortly.
So
you are back.
During election, they tell you they beg you for votes. After election, we go back to our cocoon and say we want to beg them to give us electoral reform. We should demand it. Power is not given a la carte. You want to take power from a people and you think they will give you? We should demand it. Our members, so look, even with the one that we have now, look, this is what we want. This is the only thing that we want. Otherwise, we will no longer vote you into office. Look at the last election in Etiosa, for example. A man who didn't have posters, one election, he got to the House of Rep by virtue of the power of the people. But does the man still remember those people that voted him into office today? A senator from Edo State, he did not believe that he would win election, but he became a senator on the platform of Labour Party in Edo South. He didn't believe that he would win. That is the power of the people. But today, does he still remember how he got there? And meanwhile, that man would probably be one of the strongest critics of activities of government those days. But today, he's there. He's one of them now. So the same people, that same voice, that same power that they use to remove incumbents, if they sit down and say, we demand. And how do we demand? First and foremost, by campaigns and ensuring that we have, why are we talking about electoral reform today? Because some people raised that voice. Why did we talk about NSAS? Some people raised the voice. So if we take the campaign further and say, you know what, the new slogan should be not just electoral reform. What do we want the reform to achieve? Electronic transmission of result, real time. And this conflict between documentary and oral evidence, it should go. The presumption of regularity in favor of INEC should go. 5 for 5, 3 for 3. These are the demands. Otherwise, next election, if you don't key into this demand, then forget it. We will not vote for you. Politicians, they fear. I do election petitions, so I know when election is at the tribunal, they will answer you, the law, my leader, my barrister. The moment they win, their phone no go, they go again. They will tell you I'm in an oversight function and all of that. So they also are scared. That is why they can lick your feet. They can come and wash your clothes during election. So we need to understand the powers that we have and collect that which we want to collect right from the time of John the Baptist. Don't be so they talk about the kingdom of God suffered violence, only the violent take it by force. I'm not saying somebody should go and fight, but know the powers that you have and don't say, oh, these people come and give us electoral reform. No, we want to take it. I have been on this thing. I have preached. I have talked to people, but I discovered that some persons, when they get there, they become worse than those that they once criticized. So what we need to do is to consistently build blocks of synergy and like minds, and at the end, ensure that
look, those like minds demand for what they want and get what they want. You know, you don't have to beg politicians to amend the Electoral Act. No, they won't do it. If you beg them, that means they know that you are a weakling. You don't have the power.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Madam Patricia, good evening to you, ma. It's good to have you on the show. It's been a while. Please, I'd like you to quickly pass your question. Good evening to you, ma.
Good evening, Mr. Elvis. Good evening to everybody on the comment section, wherever you are watching us from. Good afternoon, good morning. Mommy Diaspora, good evening. Long time. I'm glad to be here. Barrister Laboros, good evening to you. Thank you for taking that time out of all your busy schedule to be here to answer our questions. Yes, going by what you already answered, would it be right now for we to say that any of these opposition, which I can't really see, but let's call them oppositions, planning now to go into election, you know, and not addressing the root cause of our problem? Would it be right if I say that they are also a part of the problem? Thank you.
You're absolutely correct. You see, let me tell you, in the last, you're absolutely correct. Somebody went over and answered my question well. How will I know that it's not part of the problem? It's part of the problem. You just want to use my head. In the last election, let me give you an instance. In the last election in Nigeria, 2023, a lot of people saw the moment Peter Obi went to Labour Party, and then, you know, the youth started gravitating towards that area and like, oh, yes, there's a new movement. There's a paradigm shift. Do you know a lot of people started buying tickets in Labour Party? I did a video on it. Even some voice notes that were leaked. How people paid for tickets in Labour Party. How people became placeholder in Labour Party. But nobody scrutinized all of those people. The fixation was on Peter Obi. Even if Peter Obi had won and he still had this kind of people around him, he won't succeed, he won't move anywhere. Because you had people who see opportunity, like we say in Benin those days, they just meander into it and use it as a platform. And that is why the moment they got into the National Assembly, the first thing was nobody rejected the Jeep. Everybody collect their own. And then you now ask yourself, but these people are coming on a different paradigm. Now how come they're thinking like, because they were never different. So what we need to do, we are so fixated on election at the center. Local government election is coming up in Lagos State now. I can tell you for sure that that election, a lot of people will not participate. They have made it so unimportant that a lot of people will not participate. The numbers will drop. House of Assembly election, a lot of the numbers will drop. But when it is the presidential, everybody comes out. Meanwhile, these are the National Assembly and lawmakers who will conduct, amend the laws for us. But we are not interested in who goes there. Provided the person is flying a flag of a party that we like, that we think is different, boom, we just thumbprint for a boom. Without interrogating the person. It is only the president that will go around and visit diaspora and come and even answer questions. The presidential candidate. But for senators, House of Rep and House of Assembly, we don't even know some of them. It's only their posters that we interrogate. And in some cases, because they are our brothers, even the ones that we know that are thieves, we say, oh, boy, now my man be that, now my man. Oh, it was my guy in the secondary school. But you know, so when I did university, he was a cultist. But he be your guy. When I see, when I shake. But he wants to go to House of Assembly, or boy, support my guy. And then he gets there, you say you are disappointed in him. He has always been so. He didn't change, but you overlook all of those defaults and use guy to cover the whole thing. And that was it. And that's what happens at election at local level. So that is why you keep creating, recycling part of the problem and looking for solution. So I will answer your question with one liner. They are part of the problem because we do not interrogate them enough.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Let me call on Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan, quickly, if you have a question, you can divert with a question. It doesn't have to be on just electoral reform. As long as it's affiliated, that's fine. Go ahead, sir, if you're there. Good evening to you once again. Mr. Jonathan?
Yeah, I agree to Mr. Elvis. I agree to. God bless you. And fellow panelists as well. God bless you. Mommy Diaspora. Greet you once again. God bless you. Barrister Oshoma, welcome. I greet you. Good to be hearing you direct today, live, one-on-one. I only hear you on your platform. But again, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for taking the time out. My question is very, very simple because we know that this electoral reform is necessary.
Yeah.
The question is this for me is that what is the primary role of citizens here? What should be our primary role? I do know that there is the public hearing, which is a fundamental part of the process.
You won't get there. You won't get there. They won't call you. They won't call you.
So they will not call a public hearing.
They will call a public hearing, but you won't know.
So it will not be made.
Our own is to sensitize. Look, let me give you an instance.
Okay. Wow.
We know they follow this issue. When they did public hearing on constitutional amendments, did you see what happened that time? The Lagos zone. There was a lady that came to the hall and she was not allowed into the hall. You remember that altercation with that lady and Remi Tinubu? Then she was still a senator. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So she was still a senator then. The public hearing, the zonal public hearing in Lagos, when they came, one lady came and she wasn't allowed into the hall. And then they said it's not it's for VIP. This area is for VIP and all of that. When they do public hearing, sometimes in these cases, they have people they will select to come and make presentation during public hearing. They will select some person.
Barrister Shoma, that brings me to the
Wait, let me finish. Sorry, let me finish. So our job is sensitization. The sensitization is to the fact that, look, if you do not, we are not concerned with your public hearing. We don't care how you do it. You have been doing it. We just want demand. These are what the amendment we want in the Electoral Act. It's either we get it or you don't go back to the National Assembly. Simple. And then we sensitize our people. So it's either we get it, and then everybody, the song on everybody's tongue is, these are the demands for, we're not protesting, we're not rioting, these are the demands. The same way we swept out some people during the last elections, the same way we are going to sweep you out. It's either you do this or you do not return. Now, we don't even bother about the president. Let us dwell on the lawmakers. Those ones are smaller to manage. Those ones go fear past presidency. So at the end of the day, now fire for fire. But if you are waiting and think that they will call you during public hearing, nobody will call you. The only language you understand is this social media mass movement. That's the only language you understand, and that is what they are scared of. Social media mass movements.
I agree.
If not before, in the days of better broadcasting, will you have this kind of platform to discuss government? The answer is no.
No.
So now, the internet has provided this platform for people to create synergy, some people to cross-pollinate ideas, and for people to come together and say, you know what, we want to push this narrative, and it's gaining momentum. Somebody can raise it somewhere in Kafanchan, and before you know it, people in Sokoto, people in Benin, people in Warri, people in Arugungu, people in Amuvi, people in Rumugokware, people in Anegbete, everybody is discussing it.
and it creates a movement of its own, an organic movement of its own, devoid of whether they like public hearing or private hearing. We no send. All we want is this demand.
Okay, Barrister. I take that. I agree with you, and also I agree with you with respect to the fact that lawmakers are, in fact, are the most important aspect of democracy, not the presidency.
Yes.
And I think that's where we are literally shooting ourselves.
Pass your question.
We are shooting ourselves in the foot. So my question is this: knowing well now that this public hearing,
Mr. Jonathan, you have muted yourself again.
Oh, sorry about that. So, Barrister, I'm asking that now that we know that this public hearing will not even take place, even if at the end of the day it does happen, it's not going to be the way it should be, then what is the role of lawyers like you? What would be your own specific role? At least you can be there. Is it also possible that they will jettison lawyers like yourself?
Who am I? Am I not like you? What makes me different from you? What makes me different from you? The only power I have is sensitization, which is what I am doing with my passion. That's the only power I have. Am I a lawmaker? The fact that I'm a lawyer, does it give me access to National Assembly if I'm not invited? The power I have is the power of public mass media, which is what I put my camera right in front of me and say whatever I want to say, and I know the message will resonate with a lot of people, will sensitize a lot of people, will educate a lot of people, and they go back home and think about it and say, look, we're going to make these demands. But what if I go to National Assembly and then it's okay, wait, we are coming, and you spend the whole day outside, they are coming. When I can sit down in front of my phone and I send a message and everybody will hear it. That is the job, that's the power of the two that you and I are neglecting. So all those, as a private lawyer, what's my, didn't you hear that DSS have dragged the Patutomi to court for daring to say he wants to set up a shadow government, even though it's an NGO, that the name is suggestive of that you want to encourage secession. So these things are, when we look at them, look, you don't have to use the tactics to fight them. They will defeat you in that sense, because it is theirs. It is their tactics. So if you think that, okay, yes, you carry all your books and go to National Assembly, National Assembly courtroom, you know, it's okay, they pass the law. Because once the law is in process, you can't challenge it. They pass the law and you go to court and say you want to challenge it. Why waste on such precious time? When even before the law is passed, you can sensitize the people to threaten, you know, the lawmakers to say, look, if you don't do this, we're not going to vote you in. Do you know we don't interrogate our lawmakers? They just come and they're elected. But do you know the politicians know the importance of lawmakers? That is why a man who is contesting for governor or for the presidency is already endorsing senators. He's already endorsing speaker, House of Rep members, those that we go. They already have groups and caucus. Meanwhile, because they know that once the presidential election is conducted and the president win, every other person go koto, they will just navigate. It's like heads mentality. You know, okay, let us just be able to form government, majority government at the center. You know, Nigerians, we all use money, bribe people. You know, so sensitization that some of us have been doing, to some extent have been able to also, you know, touch the heart of certain persons to say, you know what, we won't do this. But to now go say you carry your book, go they fight them for National Assembly, you just you know, become a matter foolishly. Like Fela said, you go die unlawfully, and they will carry your body go police station, die wrongfully.
Barrister, please, one last question, please. Just
No,
Mr. Heavy, please
Mr.
indulge me.
Jonathan,
Just
your
one.
question is over.
Yeah, please,
You know?
just one. Barrister, You've talked about the law, the importance of the legislature. I have this question. I want to know your mind or your position with the way and manner with which Mr. Peter Obi, if he had actually used his position to the fullest to influence the lawmaker representing his own party, the party from which they are. Has he successfully utilized it, or he wasted
You want to make a break table? You want to make
what
a
is
break
your
table?
I would like to know, because I know
You want to make a break table?
Please, sir, I really want to know, Barrister.
See,
Thank you.
You know me, I know they run from any question, and I bear my mind the way it is. Let me tell you, I am very, extremely disappointed in Peter Obi as regards the management of lawmakers on the platform of his party. You say you want to rule a country as complex as Nigeria, complex with everybody fighting for personal interest. And some persons, you had a party, you ran on the party manifestos, and some persons contested with you on that party. They got to the National Assembly. The first thing was one started speaking, eulogizing the president. That he didn't know the president was this in the intelligence and all of that and all of those plenty story. And then we now saw that it was a marriage of straight bedfellows because a lot of people bought tickets, to get on that platform, on that train. And so immediately after the election, instead of, opposition party that was ousted to be having problem, a party that almost won election was one that is now having problem. You couldn't even sit down to manage those crises. That's one. Secondly, your party lawmakers, you can't manage them to say, okay, look, this is our stand. It was not like you are aloof. You are far from the party. You are distanced from the party. You're doing your own thing. You're calling for, we do it like this, diplomacy. Not every time diplomacy, they work for Nigeria. And then so your party members, it's like they are members without a leader. Some of them don't enter APC now. And now, even you see the party leadership in disarray, in courts, and they are suspending each other. And then you now, in retrospect, you ask yourself, if this party had won election, wouldn't they have been having the same problem that the APC is having, or would they be the same thing? So you get disappointed. You're like, even the hope, people you even relied on, they couldn't even manage small crisis. Would they have been able to manage the crisis here? So that sometimes it breaks my heart when I look at all of this. You know, ask yourself, so where is the hope? So you go back and say, is it not better we go back to our regions? Let everybody manage their regions. Our problems will be much more easier to manage at that level than this behemoth called Nigeria. So that's my honest opinion. Because today, I can't say for sure, if you ask me now which party Peter will be there, I'll say Labour, but really, it's more with Atiku. You can say, yes, Alliance and co. And then there are so many conspiracy theories. You expect that the gains of 2023 by now would have been built on with, a mobilization and movement. But no, that one man show of only you, always wanted to be only you. Anyway, it's not in government, so I don't want to dwell on Peter Obi. It's not in government. Just because you asked me.
Barrister, do you think Peter Obi have a chance in 2027?
2027. To answer your question, let me reverse the answer. Tinubu is somebody who does not take prisoners politically. When he became president, the first thing he did was to call his fellow people that they became senators together in 1992. Say, now one of them don't they power, Mona come. And in Nigeria, like I said earlier on, they go say they call you to come chop. So he called his colleagues, his brothers, senators that they were together in 1992. More come chop for Asoroko. They came, they chop. Class
After that, he
92.
called his class, yeah, class 92, and they called class 99. Those that they were governors together, who still had influence. Say, oh yeah, me wanna come on chop. They came. They can't chop. Then you saw the likes of Ibori, who was in PDP, now having influence in APC, courtesy of class 99. You saw the likes of George Akume. You saw the likes of Moses, former governor in Sokoto, and all of that across board. When he was out of government, he contested. Despite the hurdles, he was able to take it and run with it. Now, the president, he controls INEC. He controls class 92, class 99. He controls CBN. He controls NNPC. And then, with the disarray that you are seeing in all of the political parties, and you're asking me if Obi go fit make the kind move. Anyway, 24 hours is a long time in politics. But if things remain, like they say in economics, ceteris paribus, all things being equal, as it stands now, is that not why we are talking about electoral reforms? Because from what we are seeing, if things be like this, other parties might not even be able to fit candidates. As it is, PDP will not go get candidates. It is obvious. So, Labour Party, with Abure suspending the governor, a sitting governor. You suspend the only governor that you have, you suspended him. The senator that you have, you suspended her. You think the
Labour Party don't have candidates now?
Okay.
All right.
As it is now, you have a caretaker committee, and Abure Fashion say that caretaker committee chair says not even a member of the party. And when the time reach, you say INEC go recognize. INEC has become into APC now, you know.
Wow. Thank you.
I didn't say that.
Barrister, the last person on the panel, let me see if you have a question for you, which is Tiobala. Tiobala, it's good to have you on the show. Quickly unmute yourself if you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ivy. Thank you, Barrister, for honoring this invitation. Thank you so much. I've been following you regarding some policies, ideas, and all of these things you have been showcasing online. It's a good one you have been doing. Thank you so much. I really don't have much question that at least you have already, Jonathan, many other persons here have already asked you the most important question. We say that I'm one of those who believe for Nigeria to be better, it has to start from the top. And a good example is the feelers we are hearing from the Burkina Faso president, which is the person of Traore, and so many other great leaders across the world. Because whatever the policies they are making will definitely trickle down to the lowest level. Having said that, the issue of policies, electoral reform, and all of those, no matter the reform, do you think the person of Mr. President, the person of Tinubu, will sign it no matter what? Is there any mechanism that will force him to do that? Because Buhari did the same thing until he secured his second term before he starts talking about signing. And the other aspects, the other questions, the issue of policies. Because even if Mr. Peter Obi or whoever the Nigeria want to vote into power, get into that office, if proper policy is not being implemented, Nigeria will not move forward. Do you think there is any policy direction, even with the current government or even the people that are coming in, that are even they are proposing currently that you believe that can help the nation Nigeria? If they don't have, I have a solution in regard to that area, but I just want to hear your opinion, sir. May God bless you.
Yeah, let me start from the last question. There are policy directions. Every government, whether responsible or irresponsible, have policy directions. It depends on the policy that they are looking at, and it depends on what you also are looking at. They all have policy direction, whether it is people-oriented policies or just policy that are, egocentric or centered around their leadership. Certainly their policy direction. And policy direction of this government is Bretton Woods policies of, no subsidy, float the naira. These are policies. Ordinarily, on the surface level, you say these policies are fantastic. But if there are no cushioning and the leaders also are not feeling the bite so as to know where to put a cushion, when to put a stop, when to apply brakes, certainly the policy will just be on full throttle and the ordinary people will bear the brunt. The policy of dollarizing the economy and consistently, creating a platform where you sell raw materials and import finished product. These are policies, so those are policy direction. And then secondly, for the President Tinubu, whether he will assent to electoral reform, there is nothing stop an idea whose time, nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. And once the people that say vox populi, vox dei, they're not the mad, because these are the people that are going to contest, that are going to vote for you in an election. That's why I told you, I started by saying Nigerians are not ready. See, we like to sing a different song. I said it somewhere. When we come online, we shout, we criticize our leaders, but when we see them, the first thing, Honorable Sir, my leader, most distinguished. This is somebody me and you, they side room. Okay, let me give you an instance. A friend of mine, he criticized governor, criticized. He now had a business transaction. His friend now said, no worry, I'll take you to the governor. Do you know the day he met the governor now, only praise, you're the president. He couldn't even say, hey, but sir, there was one area that I thought you would have improved. None. All it was praise singing. Praise singing. So that is the challenge. That is why they take us for a ride. If we all collectively agree and we say, nah, so we won't do them. And when the time reach, some people no back out. Some people no go to sing praises. The man will sign it. But do you know why Buhari's own was different? Because some persons in the north started saying, no, Buhari is one of us. No. Whether he do anything, Buhari can do no wrong. Anything he does, we will vote for him. Whether hunger day or hunger no day, we vote for him. He's one of us. They who said Atiku was not a Nigerian. Why won't Buhari be emboldened? When he told them, no, I will not sign it. Hey, they laugh, they clap for our president. You're too funny, And we started debating it. I expected that all the young people, we have the same voice on the matter, but no. Some of the young persons started saying, yes, you are young, you can wait for your time. Do you understand? So it is when the moment they see us start discussing, singing different songs, they now say, okay, I won't do it, the heavens won't fall. That is why, for me, I believe in sensitization, mass mobilization.
All right. Thank you very
much. Just the last one, please. It's just a short one. In regards to the 2027 general election that is upcoming, don't you think Nigeria need a leader who is ready to take bullets?
Are you ready to take bullets?
Sir?
Are you ready to take bullets?
I'm coming, sir. I will answer that question. Who is ready to, lead a protest? Because in case of any eventuality, like what happened in 2023.
Somebody came out and said that what the youth need is to march out. Some people should be ready to die for this country. And I told the person, if your son lead, I will mobilize 5,000 behind him. If your son no go feel lead, there is no need. We like to sermonize. Yeah, Nigerian youth need to come out. Nigerian youth need to come out. Meanwhile, we are quick to send our children to Canada, America, US, and then call on the other youth. You people are the ones suffering. My brother, I grew up in the village. I climbed the ladder gently, consistently, and got to where I am today. And I saw protests. I was part of those who protested against military rule consistently, sit down on top of trailer, almost killed by the military. At the end of the day, Moses Osakede died. His mama couldn't even take it. The mother died. But what became of Moses' legacy today? And all the students, leaders those days that died in the struggle. Today, when you see some students, you will now begin to ask yourself, really, was it worth it? So the question you now ask yourself is, that leader, Goodluck Jonathan say, look, no blood, what do you call it, a Nigerian's blood is what my ambition. At the end of the day, the man, Jejeli, even his people betrayed him, he left. And today he's enjoying, we are seeing him as, oh, this man was the best thing to have happened, because he decided to say it is enough. So the complexity of this country is not, oh, we need somebody who can march forward and lead us in a protest. If you dey front, you reach one stage, you look back, you don't see anybody who come. Does everybody share the same mind with you? Until we're able to sensitize and we believe that all of us enjoy the same mindset on issues. When we protest those days, they know they fear us. Now with social media, they fear social media past even those where they protest. Now they look here. Recently, let me also tell you. Recently, somebody was asking me, oh, when Jonathan removed subsidy, oh, people protested. He said, where are they today? I said, those ones that time. Now then Tinubu, they organize their protests. You organize your own. Then Tinubu, they had political plans to rule. So they use people to organize protests. In Lagos, all of us will gather for Farani Square and we're shouting. We didn't know that some persons were busy planning to use us to get to. They told us that the only way Nigeria will be better is if you vote out PDP, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities, demons, and power, which is PDP. But today, we didn't know that they were the real devil. And they voted out PDP. They are busy admitting PDP people, PDP members to help them solve the problem. So at the end, what we need to understand, we need to see between the line so that somebody not going to use me to protest or use my children protest tomorrow and it gets to office is worse than Tinubu. So it is not about, it is critical thinking. It is critical thinking, because sometimes some of these people, you don't see where all of them will come out, go out. You make presentation and agitate. Then the problem will now be thanks for coming. They'll say, no. We have listened to you people. Fantastic, this thing. I will take your message to the governor. But who are the leaders here? You people should come inside. The governor said, I should tell you people, thank you. Then give you the envelope. Now, their quarrel will start. You will see fights. You will see fights. These are people that are protesting for good governance. So you will not hear that some people went to collect money. That was how we're in Lagos. Some people went to Abuja to negotiate with Goodluck Jonathan's government. While we were posing and waiting, yes, strike must go on. They came and called off the strike. All of us, the aim was defeated. Those that died in aggregate died for nothing. So, look, what you and I, they know the only time is when election reach, they are scared of us. That is when our power, no matter how weak the electoral process is, they are scared that anything will happen once we come together. So once we agree that, look, this election process, this is how we want it, and we're able to sensitize people the way, people took it upon themselves in the last election. They go fear, we achieve, we cut and small. It is not a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon. It's a long distance race. Some people will do their own. They go old, they go come out. Others will come and do their own gradually like that. But if you are thinking that they will just come, boom, everything will just change. Eldorado, we are deceiving ourselves.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Liberos Oshoma. I appreciate you, sir, for your time with us today. Thank you for our invitation. I would like you to round up in 1 minute, talk to Nigerians, anything, just 1 minute, so we'll let you go, sir.
Yeah, basically, I've said everything I need to say that we can achieve with the era of social media. Anywhere you are in the world, you can achieve anything. All you just need to do is to join this. In fact, sometimes you see challenge, hashtag, trending. we can achieve once we collectively, especially those of you in diaspora, you have a lot of influence on those in Nigeria. You know, you send money home. Look, I don't get money to send to now. If all of them go see they vote for this particular state, this is the way forward now. Everybody's voice must be added to it. Otherwise, once it becomes a trending issue, politicians will sit down and think about it and say, I went to my constituency last time, or the only news now, even on our party people, is that it must be like this, it must be like that, or, you know. So that's the only way we can continue to make a difference. And then lastly, I must say this. You in your room, who are you really? What is the you in you that makes you the you are? Not when you come out, we see you, you talk, and then your attitude when you are with the politicians becomes a different one.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, once again. It's good to have you on the show. And looking forward to having you again. Have a good evening, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
I need to.
Yes, sir. All right, that was Barrister Liberous Oshoma coming to talk to us of the state of the nation. We all can see now that the way this our barrister to talk to us, some of us now will begin to think left and right now. 2027. Hey, God. Especially when it comes to our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, you know, somebody actually told me today, just today, that Peter Obi himself know that he cannot become president anymore in Nigeria. He missed the opportunity. Then I was not arguing with the person, although I was having few more people who joined me in that argument, you know, to surpass that particular person. But his voice was very high, telling us that Peter Obi is aware that he can't become president anymore. He already missed it. You know, the time he's supposed to do it and all that. I was like, no, this and all that, blah, blah, blah. My people, the struggle for Nigeria to become a better country is not an easy journey. The same Peter Obi we are mentioning all the time can decide to say, okay, I've resigned from politics, make una handle on yourself. What are you going to do? So Peter Obi or no Peter Obi, the situation cannot affect Peter Obi anymore forever. So we have a long way to go, man. We really, really do have a long way to go. But I'm just going to let us talk now within ourselves so that we can round up. But before we do that, Mr. Alabo, your video you sent earlier on, I'll use that as a first submission. I will only call you for your final submission later on. You know, let me play this one sharply.
Hold myself personally responsible, including for the negligence of the service provider. And
moment at the drinking water to dilute the tears. Okay, Professor, this thing you are doing this moment, at the end of it, I was expecting something from you. The best thing you would have done that Nigeria will clap more for you for doing that. You are resigning from the office. At least you, your own professor, you took responsibility for your mistake. But the other one in INEC, Mahmoud, has not come to Nigeria today to let us know the technical glitch that happened in 2023 today. At least you've shown us that, yes, something happened. But you would have done the best thing that Nigeria will clap more for you. You would have resigned that moment you are speaking to say you no longer fit for that office. Nigeria will clap more for you. Not this emotional blackmail you are displaying on the TV now. Okay? Show more integrity. Show more remorse. Is this tears you are pouring out today, is it going to bring the young girl that by herself? You know the pains you've caused a lot of young Nigerians? Do you know the psychological effect
of your actions and inactions, of these silly mistakes. I've gone through to check the percentage of people that normally that fail. I can see. And what I notice is that there is no much different. So it means all these years that you keep failing other people. No wonder some Nigerians have come to raise concern to say, no, JAM is doing this thing deliberately to make people coming out every year. So it's a deliberate attempt to frustrate Nigerians, returning people to come every year and be writing JAMs. Then you decide to choose people you want to pass. Do you know the trauma you have caused the young ones? And you think it's just easy for you to go and just make an announcement to say, we'll contact people to come back and sit for the exam. Have you engaged with them? Do you know the trauma you've caused them? Do you know the stress? How much they spend to come and write that jam? Do you know, are you going to pay them back? Are you going to refund them? You lost some people because of your silly mistakes. Now you are telling them to come back, and you think that is how to just do things. They should just come back and write because you say, okay, you recognize the 300 or something people will come back to sit for the exam. You think you have done the best thing. Have you thought of the trauma you've put them through? Have you thought of the psychological effect? Have you sent people to engage with them? Have you sent some therapists who can engage with these young people? Have you found time to organize a meeting with the parents? Have you found time to engage with the young ones? You have not done all this process. You are shedding these tears. The best thing you would have done is for you to resign and leave that office. You are taking responsibility for your incompetency, and yet you are still sitting down there. You are still sitting down there. What are you still doing? Is your tears going to bring people that have lost their life back? We make these silly mistakes every time, causing Nigerians because we don't feel, nobody wants to take responsibility. There is no consequences for our actions because what you've done, you took responsibility for what happened. Yes, we agreed. What are the consequences? Are you going to face consequences for that? Are those incompetent staff of yours who make this a technical glitch, are they going to have any consequences? No, this is where we are getting it wrong. And many are just falling for you because you came to shed tears. You might be doing the right thing, you might have a good work, you might have a good record. But in a civilized society, when you make this kind of silly mistakes, you are fired. You would have tendered your resignation letter immediately. You are not fit to sit in that place, sir. With due respect, you are not fit to sit in that place anymore. Resign and leave that office. And let another person come in. If you doubt what I'm saying, go to JAM website and check it, back it to 5 years. Just back it to 5 years, not take it to 10 years. Look at this JAM result for every year. If you not see that similarity, if there is any big difference. So it was this technical glitch you've been failing Nigerians, failing students. But this is how God wants to expose you. And you finish and you are saying, God proposed, man disposed. It's God that proposed that you should cause trauma for the young ones, make people to buy themselves. Is that the wish of God to those people? You make a mistake, you bringing God into it, bringing religion into it, to blackmail the Nigerians with your crocodile tears, so that people will fall for you and say, hey, this man is a good man, is this. But you know what you are doing, that it was all fake. This is what my radical former governor yesterday would say, all fake, all fake. That is what you just did. Look for psychologists to engage with those young children, to have a meeting with their parent, at least to have a conversation with those people you've put through a lot of pains.
Okay, thank you very much, Oga Alabo. Finally, we still play that video. Please, next time, make a video to be maximum 5 minutes. Between 4 to 5 minutes, that's fine, so that we can conveniently display it here, or rather showcase it here. I appreciate those of you that supported us. Jaja, thank you very much for the support earlier on. God bless you. I appreciate you. Guys, press on the like, help us to share as we are going to talk around that so we end the show. Let me go straight now to okay, Madam Patricia have left. Okay, let me come to Black Panther. Black Panther, you have the floor, then I'll come to Mr. Jonathan. Black Panther, 8 minutes. Please talk to us.
Thank you, Ninja Watch, and I want to thank everybody. Thank you for bringing the barrister. Despite we did not really chat too much, I guess he was quite very busy. I know from the way he went. I want to thank you for bringing him to show more light, to bring more light into the electoral law, which you spoke about yesterday, and then we also spoke about where you said they will not allow us to know when they do their what they call it, for people to come and present their own part of what they need to fit into the electoral law. Public hearing, they will not do it. I want to thank those viewing out there. I want to thank Mom in diaspora. May God bless every one of us. Let's keep that fire burning. Like I said, it's a dark tunnel. It's going to get more darker. But the darker it is, let our strength continue to get stronger and keep moving and looking that we are going to get there by His grace. As long as we put more effort into it, because nobody is going to do it. No God is going to do it for us. We are going to do it. For God has given us the dominion over the land. And we must express our dominion if we want to. And if we don't want to, we present another petition in front of the Father. The Father will ask you, what about that thing I've given unto you? He will remind you the power he gave. As he reminded Moses, the power he gave Moses. Moses was about to ask. He said, I'm giving you something, use it. Because Moses forgot. So if we want to be like Moses that forgot when God reminded him, let us be like. We will continue to swim in the atmospheres of terror, fear, and darkness. If that's the way we want to be, because it looked juicy to some. But at the end of it all, tears will roll out of their eyes. That is the circumstances they will find themselves in, because they partook of the evil these so-called Nigerian politicians are doing. And when I said democracy is not for Africa, democracy, people will come out and say one thing or the other. I think, like I said yesterday, the doctor is trained to be a doctor. And when the doctor brings up forth his own postulate or brings his idea, people that don't know anything about it will always argue. Because when our eyeball will be taken out of a socket of our eyes, that is when we know the realities of things. Now, we've spoken this thing for long. As we have spoken that Nigeria was not a country, but people started arguing ignorantly. And you remain in your ignorance because you refuse to study, refuse to read, and refuse to sink in the history of your country, quote and unquote, Nigeria. That is the problem we have. I said it yesterday that every one of us, we are so hardened. We are so hardened that we don't want to even learn from each other. We don't want to even go and look at where this person is coming from. We are talking as if Nigeria is in a normal situation. That is the way most of us come out here to express our view. That is why I said we should focus and go and look at what happened to Burkina Faso. This Burkina Faso has been coming from the past 20 years. They've been coming from that train down before they realized, and one man came out of the wilderness, and that is Traore. And Traore, within 2 years, what they've not been able to do for more than 20 years, he has done it within 2 years. Self-subsistence in agro, they are now. They are building their roads without any external influence. They paid all their debt. They gave themselves a new currency. And they are building a new city. And presently, they don't discover some amount of crude oil in their land. So, all and all, because they've realized, even the military we are seeing today, when I said, oh, this military got to wake up because their constitutional right is to come in and correct and guide the territorial integrity, which is now broken by the politicians because they allow the influence, they allow external forces to include into our country, and now we are in a disarray. And that's what imperialist does. And that's what they did. They did it in so many countries. They are doing it, they did it in Libya. They are making it a success in Cameroon. Because a 92 years old man still want to contest for presidency, a man that cannot walk. The central bank is in France. Our oil is owned by the British and another country, another Western bodies, including the French. You don't own your oil rig. Your name is just there, but you don't own it. And when we talk, we say we are talking rubbish. Well, I can only say what I have seen and postulate the good things that we should do. And if they cannot continue, because Awolowo said Nigeria is just a geopolitical location, geographical location. People disagree. Even Zeke disagree with it until Zeke says it clearly and Zeke brought out his own postulate. I guess many of us, some of us might not have known about it if I have not brought it out. We need to dig in. When somebody came out and said the amalgamation has ended, people were shocked. People were shocked that we've gone so far to 100 years. Have we gone so far? Yes, that's why they shut down history in our school. And thank God they brought it back. I don't know what the adulteration they've done to it. We need to wake up. If you know you don't know the history of your country, you need to wake up and go and find out. That is where you will know the issue and the problem of our country. Our country is not a nation yet. We have not come together to dislodge the colonial mentality that Fela spoke about. We have not dislodged it from our culture. Rather, we are building mountains, we are building buildings on it. The issue in Nigeria, we have to collapse this thing. And I know Nigeria must collapse. Whether you like it or not, no matter what postulate anybody brings out here, it's going to collapse. Because we are not on the right track. Thank you, Nigeria. May God bless you.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Black Panther. Mr. Jonathan, please, your 8 minutes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Elvis, thank you. I greet you once again. Yeah, glad that we had Barrister Oshoma here. And I'm grateful for the fact that, he covered many areas within that short period of time. With respect to JAM, at least he did the right thing. Something that is strange in Nigeria, something that is strange for a public officer, a public servant in Nigeria to accept full responsibility. That is strange. At least I know that for a fact, for sure. That you don't see that doesn't happen in Nigeria for a public servant to come out and say, I take full responsibility. The only sad part of it is that he falls short of resigning. That is what we're expecting. We want to see that. At least this I will give that to him. I'm not going to take that away. Whether it is crocodile tears, whether it is true or not, I can't know that. I watched his press conference. From beginning to the end, I watched it. The excuse that he gave, okay, fine. I don't know how to digest it. I'm not a tech expert because the excuses that he gave has to do with tech. And it is those that are in that line. Perhaps they will be able to deduce it much further. But the fact of the matter is that he accepts full responsibility, and I gave that to him. It shouldn't be something new or something strange or something phenomenal. It shouldn't be so. It's just because it is Nigeria. In any normal climate, it is a normal thing. When that happens, the public servant, we take full responsibility, and in most cases, 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time, they will resign. They will go ahead and resign. Because what are you pretending over again? You have failed. You have accepted that you have failed. So the honorable thing to do is to step aside. Let somebody else come and take charge. Your name will have been written in gold. You see all this rubbish that happened. In fact, you will have set a standard. You will have set a standard. That standard that you think you want to set, you will have set that standard even further and much more if you are taking the step of resigning. So that's what you should do. You see, it's this thing that happened. It's not new. It has been happening. What exposed them is technology. They've been doing it manually for years. What exposed them now is technology. Technology is the one that failed them. As I said, I listened to his excuse or the reasons that he gave. When you look at those reasons, when you listen to him on the surface, whether you are a tech person or not, on the surface, you will want to fall for it. But it is that same technology that they relied upon that exposed them. It is technology that exposed JAM. JAM is outdated. We don't need JAM in Nigeria, for crying out loud. It's just this.
God bless you, God, Jonathan. You have just landed.
JAM in Nigeria. You see, it is ethnicity. Ethnicity, tribalism is the backbone of the creation of JAM in the first place. Ethnicity. The reason behind the creation, establishment of JAM is ethnicity and tribalism. And it cannot stand.
Mr. Jonathan, just in addition, what will be the replacement?
You don't need it. I will give you the replacement.
What do you have in the United States?
No, I will give you
Mr. Jonathan, let me ask you.
Let him talk now.
Yes. I will give you.
What do you have in Canada?
I will respond to you with facts, right? Undisputable facts. And I will respond to you now. All over the world, it is only in Nigeria, that you will need to write an exam like this for you to enter, apart from your school exam, your school exam, or an exam that is based, a written exam, even if it is an objective exam, without anything like cut-off mark or whatever. It is only in Nigeria. And even in Nigeria that they are using it, the student will still write their WAEC, they will do the GCE or whatever, they have NECO, they will still add JAM to it. And on top of that, the best university in Nigeria is number 1,000 in the world ranking. 1,000. Shouldn't be that we should have the best university among the top 100. 1,000. Go and look at it. Are you telling me now the best universities in Nigeria, in the world, they only use our WAEC? WAEC is sufficient. It's okay, if not for ethnicity, corruption, and tribalism. Because they can bring corruption, ethnicity, and tribalism into JAM. They can't bring it into WAEC. It cannot happen. They can't bring ethnicity and all this stupid stuff, corruption, into WAEC. WAEC gives you your stuff. The JAM is all full of corruption, ethnicity, just name it. You know, the rubbish in Nigeria. That's what you get through JAM. Shouldn't it be that our university should be the best? At the end of the day, you don't even find a top 1,000. The best university in Nigeria is number 1,000. Between 900 and 1,000. That's where we're sending our children to, with the standard that they believe that is the highest standard. It's not about standard. JAMB is not about standard. JAMB is about the crooked quota system, ethnicity, and all the stupid stuff. UK university will take your WAEC, period. American universities will take your WAEC, period. Australian university will take your WAEC, period. Canadian universities will take your WAEC, period. Nigeria will still ask you to go and write JAMB. Why? We're the only country on earth. And yet with that, it is the poor standard. It is time for JAMB to be scrapped.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
It is time for that institution to be scrapped if we want to have any improvement in our tertiary educational system. And I think that's my position on that. And finally, let me quickly use this last minute also to talk on this. I'm glad today I asked Barrister Oshoma a very specific question. And he mentioned even before that legislature is the most important part of democracy. You fail there, your democracy will fail. And the reason why I said on this platform 2 days ago, everybody bombarded me. Almost everyone bombarded me, and I didn't want it to lead into argument that at the end of the day, we'll get nothing out of it. I backed off. I knew what I'm saying.
All right.
Today, I'm glad, Mr. Elvis, you used almost 10 minutes of your presentation to showcase the presentation of Professor Odinako. He said exactly that. Exactly that. That's exactly what he said. Don't let us fool around don't let us we're just wasting our time. I said it primarily that the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, had the political capital. They wasted it. They did not use it. But for me, I'm still liberal enough that there is still time. Whether I am naive or it cannot happen, I don't know. But there is still time to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Tiobala, please talk to us. You have 8 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. Mr. Jonathan, the reason why I asked you that question, at least I support you on the position, but I just wanted to know your opinion if there's any replacement. Since you say that WAEC is another standard, which is okay. Just that the only remark I have there is the fact that the manner at which we conduct WAEC in Nigeria in most cases is not appropriate because of malpractices and all of that. People now use it to enter score A, not being able to go to the university. But that's another debate for another day. Yeah, still talking on the JAMB issue. Yeah, like you earlier said, and some other persons have said, I think I appreciate the man for taking full responsibility of what regarding what happened and all of that. Yeah, but that student may have so rest in perfect peace. I did not support her taking her life because it's when you don't have hope, you commit such such heinous whatever act. I don't want to use any name to qualify it. It was not really needed. When you have hope, you know what you aim at getting. If you cannot achieve it in one place, you can achieve it in another way around. When I mean positively, please. So at least I encourage everyone. Nigerian University is not the only hope. There are better life you can live out there. If you know you are good, go and take SAT exam. If you know you are good, go and take other exam that can qualify your admission to study abroad. Full scholarships is out there waiting for you. Why will you take your life when you know you are good? So I don't really support that idea. Once with your WAEC, like what Jonathan said just now, with your WAEC, you can gain admission abroad. In addition with your SAT exam. So why do you want to kill yourself because of Nigeria factors? So that is for that. And if you even watch the professor, that professor, I don't know his name fully. is a professor of Islamic study. Professor of Islamic study is the one taking the technical aspect of JAM. You know, that is
Thank you,
why
my brother. Professor of
positioning,
Islam.
yeah, that's a positioning in Nigeria is one of those problems we are facing. Such person now is the one handling such a technological aspect of JAM, which is, you know, I don't know, maybe it's the managerial aspect of it or whatever, but all in all, I don't think we should be putting people in the right position at the right time and all of those. So that is one aspect. There are so many issues, stuff we presented today regarding some policies, and Peter will be coming out to speak regarding some, you know, factors that Nigeria is not productive and all of those. And it's a welcome idea, good policies and all of that. I just want to advise Mr. Peter Obi. We already know you are capable. We already know you have the intellectual capability or whatever to lead the nation. But at this point in time right now, there are decisions I believe you should be making at this point. Like what other persons have said, electoral reform is one of those things. Because if by tomorrow they're seeing you out again, I trust you will not do anything. You will not do anything. Yes, you know, it's one of those, you have to develop a tick back if you want to. And in addition to that, I don't even see a pathway you running on alone. There must be a coalition. I don't know who you are going to whether with the Nigeria people or whoever, but the point here is that you can't go there alone. That is one. I also want to thank Oshoma based on what he has said in some areas. You know, he actually named the head in the right part, and also I believe most of all these leaders, especially Mr. Peter, will be another person who want to really believe 2027 they want to rule or lead or whatever. They should take some advice from people or what people are saying online, because you cannot just tell me that you are preparing for 2027. There are some key factors that actually, you know, take you out of the election 2023 that they use, and you are still there looking at it because you don't want to offend anybody. In this Nigeria, like I said earlier, before now, as in majority of all the institutions in Nigeria have been taken over, and it will take, I don't know, with heavy many institutions or people coming together to be able to take it off from these people, especially with Mr. Tinubu, the president right now, President Tinubu, as in to take power from these men or these people, it will be difficult, except the people come together. And you as a political leader, you form a coalition, I don't know, positively coalition to be able to take power from this set of persons and all of that. Mr. Black Panther, thank you so much for your submission. But there are some things you keep saying, this ahead, the people, the Westerners and all of that, they are the one and all of that who's taking over. The point I'm just asking, when Traore take a decision that they don't want to be subservient to those the French colonies or whatever they call them, is Traore not still living? Are the people across the world not supporting Traore? They are. Even we in Nigeria, we are also supporting this same man. If you come here in America today, see many Black America, the white America, many other persons are also supporting the same person. My whole point is that when you have a leader who is ready to lead, without corruption or without any favoritism or whatever, the whole world will support these persons. And you mentioned that what's it called, Libya, what happened in Libya and all of that. I have one reservation, one comment regarding that. Because we are all looking based on what happened in Libya in one direction. People are not also looking it in another direction. It's a matter for another day. When the time comes, we'll sit down here and discuss it, because time is fast spent right now. Because we are all saying America came, these people came, they take off a Gaddafi and all of that. There are also other agenda, you know, that we also need to discuss the other angle regarding that aspect. But that is on the other hand. So all in all, there are policies that the current government, if they are willing for them to be able to move this nation forward, they should go in that direction of moving this, especially in the area of economic productivity. And you're talking about made in Nigeria policies, like one of those videos you show. Those are some of those things. And in order for you to have made in Nigeria policy product or whatever, there are key factors, which is the area of productivity. And in talking about productivity, there are major factors of production that we must look into. One of those factors. Okay, one of those factors is land, and another one is called labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, and all of that. Nigeria, we don't have now. They'll be taken over by the Fulanis, S-men, the terrorists, and all of that. Talking about labor, for you to have people that are productive in nation, educational system, your light, whatever, must work in synergy. You cannot have people come and help you produce, importing people in China to come and help you manufacture your made in Nigeria. It's not going to work. All in all, we must come together, enhance our own value to be able to lead the nation. That's just my quick take. Thank you, Mr. Harris.
All right, thank you very much, my brother Teobala. It's good to have you on the show today. Thank you so much. All right, let's hear from August Louis. So Louis, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, sir. You have 8 minutes. Talk to us.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Elvis, and my distinguished gentlemen and lady. Yes, and Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much for this opportunity. You know, I've just been, I didn't really join on time to watch the great man when he came on board to speak, but I was just following up, so I went out to do some school runs. So when I came back, he already finished. So I think Black Panther was talking when I joined. There's one thing I've noticed since this young man took over Burkina Faso. You see lots of African youth, Nigerian youth, they're all running towards him. You know, they're all kind of subscribing to him. What does that tell you? It tells you that for many years, there'll be some sort of leadership deficit. It tells us that the Nigerian youth, majority of them, they'll be looking for who to look up to as a leader. Nigerian youth don't have leaders. They don't. They are hungry for someone that will lead them. So, even though the man is not directly connected to the Nigerian youth, they just love his ideology. Because why? There are millions of Nigerian youths today that don't believe in traveling abroad. They don't even want to. They just want to live in Nigeria and do things well and have a better life in Nigeria. Some of them traveled, they want to return. Some of them traveled, they've built a life of their own outside. But if an opportunity comes for them to go back, they will go back. Many of them are abroad for some reasons. Things are not working back home. That's the reason why they are not. Some of them are professionals. You know, they cannot go back home to use that same skills or qualifications they've attained over the years to work back home, because that will just take them back to poverty. If we're to look at the amount of salary, the salary that is being paid and the inflation and everything. What is the rate of our inflation today? A medical doctor cannot even take care of himself and his wife and his children. You know, so things are really tough. And how are we going to get Nigeria out of this current situation? How are we going to start? Who are the people that will lead this movement? Where are we going to start from? It's a very tough thing. You know, it's easy for a country like Burkina Faso to have someone just come in. It's easy. What's the population of Burkina Faso? I think it's not up to 20 million people. Nigeria is a very big country. You know, people do not understand how big Nigeria is. And it's so unfortunate that over the years, the religious leaders and all that, they've all become part of the problem. Majority of them. And this set of people, they lead large numbers of the Nigerian population are religiously controlled. So they are part of the problem. So how do we, you know, where are we going to start from? You see, the young girl that killed herself. This young man was speaking yesterday and said, you know, the situation is not enough for her to, but she's already dead. She's gone. And I think that tells us that we should try to treat each other nice. Some people are not strong enough to handle some things. Some people can go through hell, they'll still stand and they'll still be hopeful to say, you know what, I'll get out of it. Some people are hopeless. Even with their hopelessness, they're still trying to hold on to life. But not everyone is that strong. Some people can't handle what you can handle or what I can handle. Just a little thing, they just feel, you know what, it's ended, I want to go. And someone, just that smile you give to someone, that brotherly love you show to someone, that care can save a life. You know, I've seen situations where people who were feeling suicidal had another chance to live just by a encounter they had with the person, by a word of encouragement. I think as we go on, you know, I pray that, you know, may we become an instrument of God's peace, that everywhere we go, you know, we not just people we, you know, have a reason to want to hold on to life when they come in contact with us. I just pray that this platform will raise men who will be, that is so shameful and painful that a young lady like that, she's gone. You know, the older ones are there, the younger ones are going.
one begin to wonder what is happening. Nigeria has become a gerontocratic state. We don't have democracy, we have gerontocracy. Old people want to hold on to power. The younger ones are just there as spectators, just watching. While the older ones are sitting on the arena like spectacles. They are just watching the younger ones by themselves. And they are actually sponsoring it. They don't care. You know, he's become a gladiatorian society. Yes, you know, there are some things that are happening recently. Like Mr. Elvis played a video of one notorious man in Edo State who has been arrested. This is a problem. You know, people do not understand that there's a lot of corruption, you know, in within the community of the Benin Kingdom. Lots of corruption that this current about Benin is trying to clean out. Lots of corruption. When he became an Oba, after his coronation, one of his plans was to actually deal with the corrupt individuals within the institution. So many of them. People don't know. That's why the rebellion started during Obaseki's government. And Obaseki, you know, shamefully became part of a problem. A governor is supposed to secure and protect an institution, not, you know. Yes, so this man is part of the problem. And most of those people the niggas that were suspended, I'll probably just say that going forward, anyone who wants to become, who is a son of a nigga or whatever, should educate themselves. I've come in contact with so many of them who just took the throne from their father. I even met one in London years ago. His father died. He just got crowned as a nogi. So I asked him a simple question, sir. Now that you are now a dukey or dukedom, are you going to use your influence to bring government development to your area? The guy said, what you concern government development? He said, that one go buy me Rolls Royce. And I looked at him, I just laughed. You see, some of these people, they have no information about the land. They are not even well educated about the history and the historiography of the kingdom. They don't care. The only thing they know is about Okbei and just start selling land. That's all they know. So bunch of touts everywhere. Bunch of touts. So I love the move, even though it's not, sometimes it's not, the approach may be a bit somehow to many people, but the system need to be cleansed because some of these idiots need to be cleansed out of the system. You know, you abuse a position given to you. People go back home to buy land, to build and have, you know, something for themselves. You use your position to oppress them. Nigeria is an oppressive state. And, you know, when I saw the comment on Facebook, when that man came out to make a statement, he made some crocodile tears. Some people were saying, oh, thank God, oh, this man is a good man. Oh, look at him, he cried. I just laughed. I said, you know why? This is the problem with Nigerian society is, it is strange when someone in leadership comes to say sorry. That is the country we live in. It is very strange because most Nigerian people they were brought up and nurtured in a society where anyone with authority or a position of power do not say sorry even when they are wrong. So when someone comes to say I'm sorry, in a normal society, that man should be arrested. That man should go to prison. But just for saying sorry and comes out and he shares some little crocodile tears, everyone thinks it's a big deal.
1 minute, sir.
They all think it's a big deal. Thank you. Because that is strange to them. And you begin to wonder. So to have a better country is to first of all give the people orientation of, they need to see the picture of the country we want to build, or the country we want to elevate. Because right now Nigeria is still controlled by a bunch of criminals. This bunch of criminals are working for the colonial masters, working for corporations that whose interest is at the expense of the Nigerian people. And these guys are so powerful all over the place. So we're going to keep talking to orientate the youth, to orientate the people to understand that Nigeria is not free yet. What we had in 1960 was just a transfer from direct colonialism to indirect colonialism. They are Pinocchios, they are puppets are sitting in power. These guys, they pull the strings. They are all sitting in different places all over the world, controlling the resources of the country at the expense of the Nigerian people. What do we have? Crumbs. We are giving crumbs, and we are celebrating crumbs.
All right.
Well, other people should be far more better than this. I will stop for now. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Luis. It's good to hear from you. It's been for the past couple of days. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Okay, Oga Alabo, I'm going to come to you now for a final submission. You have just 2 minutes, sir. Oga Alabo, you're not available anyway. I'll go back to Black Panther. Black Panther, please, your final submission, 2 minutes.
I beg, Raja, you just give me 1 minute, Jenna. I want to thank everybody here. You see, You see, my brother, Sir Lewis, just finished talking now. And as he was speaking, he made mention of the imperialists. People don't really get it. They are still working for their masters. And when somebody wants to challenge imperialism here, you got to go and study hard, because you don't just come and throw it in one corner. Because when you go to the history of Nigeria, Nigeria was a corporation owned by the British. It was a corporation, and that corporation is still existing as we are talking today. Because most of you are not abreast with it. You think it's a child's play. You think Burkina Faso was a child's play. Their central bank, their currency is produced by France. Before they got out of that, a lot of life went down. When Sakara came, the imperialists brought him down using his best friend, who is father, tutor, and paid his school fees all throughout the university. It brought him down. And now a man bought Sankara's idea. He was second lieutenant to the man that was in power. But when he saw that the man in power that took over was dancing to the tune of the imperialists, he now took him down and now came to power. That is how this man of Burkina Faso came to be. And all of us, many Nigerians today, don't know the genesis of this corporation called Nigeria. We are just thinking that we are a country massive. No, we don't have good leader. You cannot have a good leader if you have not broken if you have not broken that cocoon. You can't have a good leader, because all of them goes to the imperialists to kiss the ring and come back, and they sell to you rhetoric which you will buy and say that is another idea. If you don't know anything, if you don't know the subject of imperialism and you've not studied it very hard, don't even think about fighting it or saying it's a lie. Don't think about it, because your country was a corporation. That was why a girl gave you a name, and you've been bearing that name for well over 60 years, and you refuse to ask a question. As a new generation, you refuse to ask a question about the history of your country, neither even the history of where you come from, the Benin Empire. Most of you don't know it. That is why I wanted to challenge our barrister that came in, that you don't call Oba His Royal Highness. Nobody bear His Royal Majesty apart from him, because all the tributaries, all the kings that you see around the Benin Empire, they are all subject to it, and the Oba Benin nominate who is going to be the king there. They are subject to him. And most of the priests of Benin went there to become kings over there. They all have their roots from the Benin Empire. And when you say just a name, it looks like just a name. And you know the corruption in Nigeria. It will grow to that extent, they will not start talking down on our Oba. That is Nigeria for you. You don't give a name to someone that does not take. How will I put it? You don't need to put a name on any person in the Benin as a subject to the Oba. You don't address that person as His Royal Majesty. His Royal Majesty is a might that you put on the person who they are subject to. You don't put it on the person that is subjected to the Benin Empire. You don't do that, because we all know the history of Benin Empire. You cannot, when the other Obas were existing before this Oba now, you dare not, his father, you dare not say His Royal Majesty to his own subject. You dare not say it. You are being brought down. It's because generation has passed and people are paying homage to little things. People are just throwing their history into the trash can and think they can use the generation to subject our historical thing down. It cannot be possible. You don't address any about His Royal Majesty. Only the king, the Oba of Benin, bears that name and nobody else. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Black Panther, for this particular submission. You know why? I'm looking forward to people who fought heavily Obaseki on his satanic moves or activities during his time as the governor of Edo State. I'm waiting for the same people to come in now and criticize this obvious satanic move of Okpebolo. Because we do not know, so we do not understand now be this. At the beginning, everything looks like Okpebolo is the son of our king. He's so close, he's a friend. I never know what will happen. I don't want to talk because these are sensitive discussion. I prefer to leave it for my panelists to discuss it rather than myself. But this one, so, Okpebolo do so. I'm waiting for those satanic people who criticize Obaseki that cannot have the guts now to criticize this particular one. Some of them don't pretend and say they don't know what they happen. They don't hear what they get, their ear don't block.
Please, Mr. Elvis, what did he do, please?
No? So it's crazy. You know, a Black Panther explained what he did to him, please. I don't really want to be part of it.
Yeah, he went and addressed the subject to the Oba of Benin, a king. He went and addressed that king as His Royal Majesty. And people thought, oh, it's just a name, accurate name. No, it's not just a name.
Not address. He appointed him.
He appointed him.
Officially.
So people just come, when our barrister was saying it is not just a name. You can't address the subject of King of England as His Royal Majesty. You can't.
At the moment, so when we have two bodies, or rather two people. You cannot like to call my Oba anyhow. We have two persons in the donor that we address as the Royal Majesty. Two. Okpebolo have appointed another one. I'm waiting for those people who wanted to eat Obaseki raw. Yes, for his wrongdoing. Some of them don't quiet now. They don't.
So this nonsense Okpebolo did. In what senatorial district, please? I need to find out about this.
I think I've forgotten in senatorial district too. I don't remember. I just got angry when this whole thing just coming up. People take this as mere name. His Royal Majesty is a might. You put upon somebody higher. You don't put it upon the subject who came from the palace, who was appointed from the palace. Historically, is there. It's there. It's not by my making. It's there. Trace it down to Agbo. It's there. They are all emanated from the palace of the Oba of Benin. If anybody doesn't know about history, that's why I said, if you don't know about the history of you cannot fight a true just cause for the Benin Kingdom. Benin Kingdom is mightier than what this generation has seen today. If you see where your forefathers came from, where they were fighting from, extend to the Benin, to the Republic of Benin, to the Benin Republic. That's where we fought. The Benin Empire expanded into. So when you just take it as main name, that was why I'm not agreeing with what our barrister said. It's
Sorry,
above that.
Mr. Black Panther, please. Did he come to justify the appointment of that man and Okpebolo's addressing him as His Majesty? Did the barrister justify that? I need to watch the video again from the beginning.
The barrister was saying it's just a main name that people is just trying to. That doesn't matter. It's just a main name. It's Royal Majesty, it's Royal Highness. You can call it anything. It doesn't matter. That is how they play the ball, and they want to come. The next thing, they will now stand like Obaseki, stand shoulder to shoulder with my Oba. It's not going to happen, and it will never happen. Nobody can force it to happen. If it happens, that person will go down.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
I think Edo people need to be educated about what happened after 1897. People do not understand that.
Okay, the letter stated May 14th, 2025, government special announcement. It's hereby announced for the information of the general public that the Edo State government has presented a staff of office and a letter of appointment to the HROM, Royal Majesty. You understand? HROM, Michael Horia, something like that, his name, of the blah, 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 of the Okbela of Esako East Local Government Area. So one person from Esako East Local Government Area of the Okbela of that area is now the Royal Majesty, while we have our great king in Benin as well as the Royal Majesty. That's the problem now. This appointment, Okpebolo have sealed it because the letter I'm reading here directly from the government's house, since May 14th, which was just yesterday.
Mr. Evans, do you know the problem we have is there's a huge disconnect from our institution and the government. There's a huge I've talked about this on several occasions when Obaseki started. The huge disconnect is that people are not well educated, and some are also well educated, but because there is an agenda to actually ridicule Benin, that's on one side. The other side is many people are not educated enough to know the institution they have, and that is really the bigger damage. Because when the government should understand that, and the institution we have is a responsibility of the government to work to protect it. But over the years, we see government deliberately working to want to reduce it for some reasons we don't understand. How can you, as a person, working against your institution of your own land? And that is still the insanity from some political classes that do not understand who they are working for. Let us see what will play out.
That was how the governor, that's how the governor, they removed the Kaduna own, just like that, and bring the own. Because the governors are part of this imperialist situation that they are bringing onto our people, changing the culture, killing our education, killing everything.
Black Panther, please, you don't use those one of the north to do Oba and the chiefs under him.
No, I'm not using it. I'm just bringing how they are doing it. Gradually, the governor will go gradually.
The way they do Sanusi's listings, Black Panther. In Sanusi grandfather, they have trained Sanusi grandfather before.
Mr. Oduwa, please. You don't just jump in and be talking like that. Let me call you so that use your minutes. Good evening to you. Now talk to us. You have 8 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Naja. I was very sorry for the interruption. It is not because the way he put it, that is why. Very sorry. And keep Black Panther, very sorry. And good evening, everyone, the panel. Good evening, Momi Diaspora. Good evening, commenters, listeners, and viewers. And thank you. Well, I don't really have much to say because I watched a little despite of this thing. Like the jam man, I was crying. I wonder who the kind of tears is showing. You cry to say you fail people or what? Are you going to refund their money for them? Or are you going to give all of them mark and say they pass? And according to what I heard, that the one that lost his life, are you going to bring that one back? What was that use of that tears for? Then people should not come and say, oh, you have done well. No, if you're supposed to be sacked and you're supposed to be jailed, because anybody that lost his life during to that process of what the thing you did to them, you have to pay for it. Your tears, shedding tears, coming out in press and say you take consequence. You take consequences. You did not go to prison. How did you take the consequence? Or you did not lose your job. How did you take any consequence? And you still retain tomorrow they pay you a salary. So I don't see anything of whatever that man do. People will come and say, they clap for the man or they give the man respect, the due respect. Because those are fallacies. That is just deceit. That is for that. According to what you people just present of this Okbila chief, Okbila chief, that's from the child from I think from Ewari, something like that. It was from Ewari. So if you call him Royal Majesty, this is where I now know the reason that people were saying they don't understand English. This man doesn't talk English. Anyway, even when talk English, he did not talk English because he's not the one who wrote the letter himself. It is person who will write the letter. Those one will have put it in context. But the problem we have, it is when people lack unity. That is how things always look like. Because first, those speaking people lack the unity. They don't even know the value of the throne that before them. And that is why you will see people will be claiming, only the Edo will be claiming themselves to be the Benin, while leaving the others. That is one where you yourself start bringing down the throne that make those people. The person said, I am from this place. Then you are telling, no, you did not belong to me. You are different. Then the person will want to claim stand on his own. So by the time you value the people and know that they are Benin like you, then you will start giving them, accepting them as your son, as your daughter, as your brothers, as your sister. Then giving them the respect that they say. Then let them know where they are not doing well to be doing well. But you always want to tell them, no, a Benin Empire, this Benin, this, the other one not Benin. Who are not Benin? We are all Benins. That's why Medo, you are Esan, the other one is Urobo, the other one is Sekiri. We are all Benins. But this is the throne. And there is none of the king, whether it's Edo, whether Deta, that it is not from the palace that make them that king. No one. Because
Thank you, Oga Epaodua. God bless you for that statement.
One thing people did not understand, it is not one Oba that make all the king. If Oba come, his son become king in another one. Another Oba come, his son become king. Another Oba come, his son become king. Some will even be king before their father left the throne, because due to impatience, then the father will say, okay, you go and look for a place to settle. Then that is how many of something of this nature were happening. But it doesn't mean that they did not deprive their root from the palace. All of them deprived the root from that palace. So if they say, call him Royal Majesty, it is not too late for him to retrieve that letter and say it is error. It is just typical error. It's not Royal Majesty, it's just Royal Highness, because they are all, if we because in our land, they don't appoint king. It is not government that give king to us. Because why? That is where that is the contest between our people and the government that people did not understand. Our people believe on our tradition, our culture, our palace than the white man government, than the white man culture and the tradition they brought for us. But people who enter those power, they think that people are supposed to be valuing them, because we don't see the spiritual in those they are white man own. But our people believe that in this our tradition, there is spiritual that rely on it. So that is the fight that people are fighting. So for those, you see those people who are trying to ridicule our customs because they did not understand anything. They doesn't know the spirituality or that we claim over it that enable us to value our property. To them, it doesn't supposed to be valued. But they want you to value their own, the way they live their life, the way they tell you to do. They want you to value them. So that is the contest, a bone of contest that you see the ignorance will be contesting with the Edos and the Benin and trying to go to throw their man to the big house. Where it is not too late, as I said, it is not too late for the government body now to write the letter. As you don't, even the Obila is not the one that appoint, because the spirituality did not come from the white man government. The spirituality derived from the tradition. And that is why any of them that want to enter the throne, they must still pass through the spirituality before they enter the throne. So that is what we have to let him send back the letter. And if it is like that, the palace, it is the duty of the palace now to send message to the government and said, this is what I just heard. How? This is the position. because I believe Monday Okpebulu, the English could not understand it that way. He might not think because the way people give him, so he just take it that way and say, it's Royal Highness. No, Royal Majesty. No, they should correct him. Now it's not too late. The Oba secretary can do that. So that's the only what I have to say. Thank you, Mr. Njawosh.
Thank you, Mr. Odua. Everyone on the panel have given their submission almost 4 hours. It's time for us to round up right now. Thank you very much for coming in, Mr. Odua, to passing that wonderful illustrative submission. Yes, what we're doing well. If Obaseki was criticized, make una join head together to criticize this governor. You know, say when they come, that's what they do. I tell you on the other day that Okpebolo is only pretending for now because he still have case in court. Once he own case for court, don't finally finish. Now don't I go know the real governor wanna get at the moment now. It's confusing me. But I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you so much, everyone that came into the panel today. I would like to quickly appreciate our guest, Barrister Liberos Oshoma, for coming in, for honoring our invitation on a short notice. We appreciate you always. Thank you very much, my brother Black Panther. Thanks for the passionate submission. You show once again that you are realistic over your pursuits. Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you, Tiobala. Thank you, Mr. Alabo, Sir Louis, and Mr. Odua. God bless you all. Madam Pacha was with us earlier on. It was good to hear from you, ma. Thank you very much for joining us today. The only call that came in today was Madam Deborah. Thank you very much, ma. I appreciate you for always keeping to that consistency. And those of you that supported the
sorry, I was busy. Sorry, the time.
Yeah, but we are we have round up now, Mr. Alabo.
I know. I'm just apologizing.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's okay. Julius Anthony, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And Jaja, thank you for your super chat earlier on. While our people on the comment section, mother for all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always for all you do for us here. Abo Azi, thank you very much for your selfless service. I appreciate you always. Thank you very much, everyone. Right there, I can see Ikeshuku. Thank you very much for your time with us. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Madam Peggy Modi, Madam Ame Bright. On light, I can see you, Best Max. Thank you. E Desmond, I can see you as well. God's grace, thank you. Appreciate you. Samu Jame, thank you. Thank you, my wonderful people. God bless you all. We've come to the end of this broadcast. I'll beg for you guys to allow us to end the show now so we can continue again tomorrow, fingers crossed, from where we stop today. If you are new to the channel, you are wondering what the channel is all about, it's straightforward thing we're fighting here, how Nigeria can be a better country in our time. As you and I know that nothing is working right now in Nigeria. We just want it to work. Subscribe to our channel. We do upload a pre-recorded video during the day sometimes. So if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we do so. Or you'll be notified whenever we come live like this so that we all can interact together. My people, have a good night and bye for now.
In this world, all of us today in motion. Everybody there in motion. Moving to our various stations. As we there in motion, make we do good to ourselves, yo. Make we do good to our neighbor. Before we reach our station, every walk gets paid. Every walk gets paid. We're gonna go to work. Every walk gets paid. We're gonna go to work. I make a fear my God. We're gonna go to work. I make a fear my maker. We're gonna go to work. Whoever will come and go on song. Organize. pay. Every work get paid. I make I dey fear my God. I make I dey fear my maker.